7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
He has a lot of problems.
Struggle to be top 5 in points at the end of the season.
Wow.
You bleach your hair, you're a sellout.
Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Moto Aftermath Show. This is episode number 222. Name the famous rider that was 222. Comment down below. We are here in studio wrapping up all the action from San Diego. Got a couple off-race topics to talk about. We've got a Holster Co. rant. We've got our West Coast contributor, Mr. Isaac Gonzalez, calling in at some point here. He has been at round 1 and round 3 of the season here, and he is going to round 4 in Anaheim next weekend for the Triple Crown. So he's going to call in, kind of fill us in on what he's been seeing. He's been providing us with all of the footage you have seen on our Shorts feed and our Reels feed coming across there. And yeah, we're just going to break down this race and see how it goes. In case you haven't noticed, Justin is not here today. And why is Justin not here? Well, Justin's not here because... Do I want to say it?
I don't know.
He says work.
You let this rip. Yeah, this is all you.
He says work. Justin's not here because of work. So anyway,
It's Sunday morning. He got a lot of paperwork.
yeah. So we have a fill-in for Justin here. This is a beautifully candy red coated turbo from TLR Coatings.
Make sure.
Thank
it's in
you,
the shot
thank
there.
you for moving your computer so we got it in the shot.
Yeah.
Anyway, before we get
No. There's a lot of similarities between this turbo and Justin.
like they're very red because
They're
Justin's
very red
face
in the
gets
face.
red.
Yep. They blow a lot of smoke. And they spit and putter sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
They're a little stubborn to work with sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah. Hence the nickname Stubbs.
Oh, maybe that's where it comes from.
That's where it comes
You
from.
think?
Maybe.
All right.
All right. In studio with me here, as always, for his Supercross only contract here, it is washed up A-class rider, Colt/Woods rider now.
Oh, yeah.
Big sprint enduro guy.
Well, last year I vowed to myself I was going to do a bunch of them, and then
You didn't?
Didn't do a single.
And now you have a KTM to do them with, right?
Yeah, and I bought that last year too. Didn't even
Nice.
Did a
Smooth.
But hey, new year, new me.
Yep.
So
If I sound kind of funny today, I do apologize. I've had a bit of a head cold all weekend. That's why I'm also not super prepared for this show. And we have been, our time is a little shorter here. I have some prior obligations, so I rescheduled, and then the prior obligations changed, and Justin's not. So this show is going to be a little shorter, all right? Just bear with us, all right? It might be a rough one. Kind of like this whole season's been so far with Supercross. Are we going to race? Are we not going to race? Is there mud? Is there not mud? Who knows? But anyway, before we get started, let's thank our sponsors. So our presenting sponsors for the year, Complete Racing Solutions. Coach Rob can help you scientifically, both on and off the bike, improve your riding abilities, mostly with your cardiovascular and strength and nutrition training. So check him out at CompleteRacingSolutions.com. Also on board with us, TLR Coatings. Check them out at TLRCoatings.com. They're Michigan's #1 custom powder coating shop, as you can see by this sick-ass turbo over here. And I just swore in the first 15 minutes, so we're demonetized now.
son of a beep.
Also on board with us, Holster Co, Gutter Worx, JT Cycle, Adept Creative Co, Isaac Nelson Designs, and Edgewood Farms. Links in the description down below to all of them. There's some discounts for some of them that are down there. Make sure to go purchase things from all of them and tell them that we sent you, so that way they keep writing us a check every month so we can keep doing this, because I literally cannot afford to keep these lights on if I don't get paid by them. So it's awesome.
Yeah, these might light go. Ugh, I can't even talk, dude.
This is going good.
These lights might go out as we speak.
Maybe. So anyway, also in the description there, if you want to support us, there is Amazon links, which you just have to click on, and you can go into Amazon, buy whatever you want, and we get a small slice of that. So that's real helpful. There are merch links for the new shirt, which of course none of us are wearing. It's our HRC Moto Aftermath Show shirt there. There's also Patreon links. We did film a Patreon or recorded a Patreon show that will be coming out in the next week or two here. I'm working on it. And then make sure to like, subscribe, comment. If you're listening on audio, give us a review. That'll really help us out. And yeah, okay. Cole, let's start with you here.
Oh, man. Got a question for me
You
right
went,
off the bat.
you went down to the B-52 hangar.
Correct.
Last weekend or something. You kind of insinuated on the fantasy show on Thursday that you had some stories for us, so go ahead.
Oh, I didn't even fill you in with the whole deal, huh?
Negative.
All
So
right,
let's
all
hear
right.
this.
So, go down to B-52 hangar, and I tried doing a little vlogging, so maybe I'll cut it all together and throw it up. But anyway, going down with my boy Rusty. We've got our other buddy Logan, aka Log, and Lance. We load up the rig, get it all planned out. Rusty calls me Saturday about noon. Hey man, you still got that extra shock? And a lot of people have an extra shock.
Okay.
So I'm like, well, yeah, matter of fact, I do. What's up? And he goes, yeah, I got a puddle underneath my bike. I just went out to the trailer to make sure it was all locked up before I head over, and my shock is leaking, and I'm screwed. I need your shock. So I get the shock, whatever. We get down there, about a little over 4-hour drive, and the GPS took us through Harvey, Illinois. You know what Harvey, Illinois is?
I do not. What is it?
Well, as we're driving through there, we're like, wow, it's a little rough around here. And so we start Googling the worst places in Chicago. And Harvey, Illinois was on the list, I believe.
Interesting.
If anybody's from Illinois, feel free to correct us. But it was not the best. But I weirdly like driving through that area because it's like, I don't know, I kind of like driving through the hood. I don't know, it's different. I don't know, you feel that way?
Where's the B-52 hangar at?
It's south of Chicago.
I thought it was over Ohio area.
No, that's Ram Jam.
Yeah.
So anyway, get down there. We're like, well, shit, we got to change this shock. What are we going to do? It's cold as balls out. We don't have a heater in the trailer. We're staying at a Holiday Inn. Bike gets rolled right into the Holiday Inn.
Oh, boy.
Into the elevator. Of course,
Oh,
we're on the
boy.
second floor. So this bike gets brought up to the second floor, and shock is out relatively quickly. And I'm trying to figure out what the deal was on the shock that I had. And it was at the shop I got it from to get nitrogen put in it. So it didn't have any nitrogen in it. So we're like, we go to a tire shop in the morning, or do we put some air in it? Like, what's the deal here? So we go out on the town. We figure that's going to be what's going on. We go have some dinner, nice little restaurant. And then there's this little bar right, like, stone's throw from the hotel called The Fringe. Pretty cool. So if you go to B-52, stay at the Holiday Inn, check out The Fringe. Cool little vibe. And get up in the morning, and we're like, well, shit, no shock. How are we going to get this bike out of the hotel? So this thing is like a low rider. And I think God sent it, to be honest. But there was a like a baggage cart, and it was right outside the room.
That's awesome.
So we get this bike outside the room. We lift the back end up, and we're like, well, shit, man, we're not going to be able to take it out the way we took it before because we rolled it in the grass and in the back door. No choice but to go straight through the lobby. So this bike came down the elevator on the cart and got pushed right through the lobby, and nobody said shit. People are having their continental breakfast, just looking. Of course, I got the shot. I went and shot it. I went and sat in there and got the shot. Mm-hmm. These two ladies were just sitting there, and they were just kind of like, oh, okay. The bike went through and out. So anyway, we're dinking around, trying to find nitrogen, trying to find air, blah, blah, blah. And it gets to the point where Rusty's just like, well, I guess we're going to ride different practices. I'll ride Lance's bike, something like that. Cool. Peachy keen. We're good. Get to the track. And Log needed bike work done too. He had basically no front brake, so we had to bleed that when we got there. He bled it, and
There's a solid group going on.
yeah, my shit was dialed though.
Everybody's prepared.
Yeah, me and Lance were dialed. Rusty was too busy because he's going out west to ride a snowmobile. He's big dicking all of us going out to Colorado, so I think he was a little more worried about that thing. But yeah, fucking, we get there and first practice out. There's like a catapult there. Okay. I don't know if you've seen a video of that. It's a pretty good sized jump. Yeah. Boot you up pretty high. And go out there, do my thing, and damn, it took me 4 or 5 laps to hit this thing. I'm like, I ain't gonna go guns blazing. Come back in, Log's in a chair, grimacing, like not looking good.
Sweet.
Putting his foot up. Ends up casing the catapult. He cased it, and his ankles aren't the best anyway. Yeah. So he's like, I got to go to the hospital. Like, this thing is not good. Like, he's hurting. And so Rusty, being the father figure that he is, oh God, ended up spending the whole day in the hospital with him. So our guy Rusty, Premier Custom Trailer, used to be a sponsor of the show, drives all the way down there with us with a Premier Custom Trailer, by the way, with our bikes in it. Yeah. Can't ride because his shock's blown out. Now has to spend the whole day in the hospital with old boy. And then has to drive us home. Didn't even get to ride nothing. Ended up being a shattered tibia and fibia.
No shit.
Shattered it.
Holy fuck.
So he, cased this jump. Didn't even crash. And we're thinking... He said he went to brake tap, and I think when he landed just at the right time, his foot going back to the peg cased it. And so, yeah, he's got like an external fixator on one side right now. He had to have surgery. So we were able to get him back home. Yeah. So we stayed there and rode the rest of the day. Yeah. So, yeah, they did surgery on the tibia. Can't do surgery on the fibia yet because they only had to do one side, and the other side is in so many pieces they have to do a separate surgery. So, our man Log took an L. B-52, was it worth the drive? I don't know. But,
dude, I don't think I'm going there because that happened last year. Mike from Holster Co. went down there, and did he get landed on by some kid? I think he got landed on by, like, Nolan from Edgewood Farms.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, and I think it was just a circumstances thing of like he wasn't paying attention, the kid wasn't paying attention, and it just the timing was perfect. But B-52 does not have a good reputation going on with us here.
It was it was cool. The building was badass. It's an old B-52 bomber hangar or whatever. I got that from the name. Yeah. But it's cool. Enough room to put jumps in it, tall enough, but they own the whole thing, so they're talking about blowing a back wall out, and it'd make the track that much longer. So if they do that, it'd be pretty cool. Yeah. However, I'm not gonna lie, I think a 450 was a little much
in there.
Yeah,
that doesn't surprise me.
I put it in second and never touched anything. I don't think I made it to half throttle once, like 8th throttle the whole way, even to hit that big jump. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I got some videos of it on my Instagram and some helmet cam stuff, and you can hear the throttle. It's just you're not.
It's very Ken Roxon-ish.
Yeah, that's how I ride anyway, but yeah, it was different though. That's the thing I like. It was a different style of riding, but you definitely gotta be on your shit.
What's that? So. There's another one down there too, because there's B-52, and then what's the?
There's one over in PA, I think.
No, it's Route 60 something. No, it's somewhere down there by B-52, because B-52 and this one do like an indoor series.
B-52 doesn't do an indoor series yet.
Yeah, they do.
You're thinking Switchback or something.
No, I have to look it up. I know what it is.
Yeah. B-52, however, the one I was at, they don't do any races yet, but they're planning on it. They want to eventually.
How much bigger is that hangar if they blow that wall out?
Good size, and then past that, they had a whole baseball complex where kids were in there practicing baseball. Oh, no shit. Yeah. I mean, it was not a sweet complex by any means because they had like the heaters going and all that, but they were still in there playing some baseball.
Yeah, I mean, it's an old B-52 hangar. What do we expect? Those things were not heated back in the day.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was my story from the weekend. It did, fortunately for me, it went well. Yeah. But the squad kind of took an L. And then we had a whole nother crew with us, too, that rode separately. There's 4 guys in that vehicle, too. So there's plenty of support there for stuff that if it did go wrong. So, if you're going down there, bring your homies, bring your boys. But it was different. It was cool. I mean, it got us something to do over the weekend, and thankfully Oakland got canceled, so didn't have to hustle back here or call into the show.
Yep. Well, I don't think I'll be going there. I might do Ram Jam at some point, but it probably won't even be this year because let's face it, I haven't even touched my bike since we took it off the track. So there's a lot to do.
Indoor riding's different, man. It's different. I haven't ridden indoor since. I'm gonna sound dated for all these Michigan people, but Pro Source down in Tecumseh. I remember it. I had a 150 when those first came out, 2007, and I rode it in there, and I'm like, oh my god, everything in here is so easy to do, and it was on a 150. So 2007, 12, 15 years since I've ridden indoors. So.
Well, I like the Ram Jam thing because you can rent that for like $600.
Yeah, you can do it. You can rent B52 if you wanted to.
Can you?
All those places, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be kind of fun. Get some guys down there and do that,
Yeah.
and maybe take I think riding pit bikes in there would be super fun, like a DRZ 125 or something. But.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see, man. There's a lot of arena cross going on around us too that I saw over the last
indoor
week.
Stuff
here.
seems to be getting a little bigger right now.
I think so too, because there's so they just had the one at the Michiana Event Center or whatever there.
Shipshewana.
Yeah, and they're having that again the 3rd and 4th, I think.
Oh, I'd like to go. I'd like to go watch.
Me and the kid are going to go on Friday because Ashley's got a homeschool thing she's going to with a bunch of the other moms in Lansing. So me and the kid are going to go down there Friday night and watch because it'll be great footage.
Well, yeah, I'll have to look for it somewhere, but Heingartner, Mike Heine.
I don't know who you're talking about.
You know him? Mm-mm. Big dude, rides pretty good. His claims to fame is he raced in Europe for Supercross at one time in like Germany or something.
Okay.
But he rides really well.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd look at the guy and you'd be like,
what's he ride?
Honda 894.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Have you seen the guy on Instagram with no shirt on doing whole shots out of his barn?
I know exactly who you're talking about now.
That guy. But yeah, he had some videos like 2 years ago or whenever they first did it. A-Class dropped and somebody hung the gate and dragged it halfway down the start straight. So the gate drops. Somebody went a little early, but enough to rip it out of the ground and dragged it like 5 feet down the start straight.
That's wild.
The whole starting gate.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'm interested to go down there and like see what it looks like. I wanted to race, but since she's going to be gone and like I said I haven't touched the bike, I'm just like, never mind. But we could use the footage for shorts and stuff. So
it'd be kind of interesting. Maybe we can get the guy that runs it's Adam Martin, MXR Promotions. Maybe we can get him on and talk to him. But the one they just did the one at Huntington Center in Ohio or something. Last night. Yeah, I saw that on Schroyer's Instagram yesterday. Yep, I talked to Rigsby Denver.
Yeah, I saw he was there too.
Yep. What did you see him riding or something?
No, I think he was just. I mean, maybe he was, but
yeah, he was riding because I was wondering what gear he was wearing because I hooked him up with some gear. But yeah, there's some pretty good riders in the A-Class. Sewell, which is a package deal with Denver, they're pretty tight. So Sewell was there. Schroyer, Caleb Carter, Joe Dirt, the pit bike guy.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yep, he was there. Christopher Blackmer, factory in Canada now.
Yep.
So, but yeah, you line those guys all up, Sewell's still gonna win.
Yeah, well that track was so easy because of the kids too, which we've got that to talk about too. Didn't even put that on the list. Oh, well, let's just talk about that right now. So the Arizona Arena Cross on the off weekend here.
Yeah, since we're talking indoors and arena cross, dude, let's
get into that.
Go ahead.
So first off, let me just say that I'm pumped after watching that I feel like true arena cross is back. That track was true arena cross, which was a scaled down supercross, not this stuff like don't get me wrong, I think it's great that they're doing all of these different arena crosses everywhere. Yeah. But with having the kids ride, they have to scale those tracks so much that it's just not. I mean, it's rollers, man. So.
Yeah, like a switchback or like the ones around here.
Yep.
You can't cater to the A rider.
No. So it's cool to see an actual arena cross with like peaky jumps and peaky whoops and all that kind of stuff. Now, let's get into the good stuff that happened down there. The stank dog Cade Clayson debacle.
Yeah, we're late to the party on this.
We're really late, but I don't care. We'll talk about it anyway.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on it?
I watched it all. The first pass was fair game in my opinion. It's the first corner. Stank, you should know out of everybody that you're going into the first corner, you need to tiptoe around a little bit. Clayson was on the inside, had the line, and instead of letting off, you proceed to push your front wheel over the top of the hay bale, and you go down. Big deal. And then you proceed to wait for Cade to come back around and just clean his shit. Loser. Stank, you're a loser. I don't know.
Oh, boy. Here we go. The Stank Nation's coming after us now.
Yeah, Stank Nation will come after us. Like, I don't know. He has just such a cult following, though, but...
We're cutting this into a short here for sure.
Maybe. He has a cult following. Like, he's...
Oh, they'll come out of the woodworks for this once we put it up.
Oh, guaranteed. But Stank is... and I put this on Twitter, but Stank is...
On our Twitter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Our Twitter, and it blew up.
Good.
But, no, Stank wants to be Jason Lawrence so bad, but only has a quarter of the talent. Maybe not even. And, dude, you proceed to say you're taking food off my plate or whatever. You took food off your own plate by getting disqualified and punching the dude in the throat. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It just sounds like a shit show. And, I don't know. The only thing I will say about Stank is there has to be a villain in everything, right? And he plays the villain role really well.
He does. So, yeah, that I'm pretty much with you on everything. So, like, yeah, that first, we'll call it takeout or whatever that Stank feels like he was wronged with, and I'm air quoting this for our listeners. That was just arena cross racing at its finest.
Yeah.
First corner, you're going in, and Cade had the line. And like you said, you just drove it to the top of the berm until you ran out of space, and then decided you were going to keep going.
Yeah, it's just like Marshawn Anderson last year, almost the same exact thing.
It's your fucking fault, dude. And then you go back to him taking out Cade, and I said this in our group chat, Cade just got the raw end of that deal because he literally went over the berm in the one spot where there was no dirt on the grounds and went straight to concrete. Yeah. So, like, that just sucks. But, like, in my opinion, Stank should have been disqualified for that period.
For waiting up.
Yeah.
Like, I think waiting up's a no-no.
Yeah. So, which... Then, too, I was listening to Pulp, and, of course, what was it? Denny Stevenson.
Oh, Jesus.
Called in. And
I haven't listened to this part yet.
He's like, dude, this is arena cross at its finest. He's like, do you know how many times I was fist fighting in the tunnel going back?
That's before social media, 90s and stuff, all the stuff that went on.
Oh,
probably.
yeah. So, well, what was Steve saying? There was one time at an arena cross because they had an off weekend, and JT and Denny remembered this too. JT was fist fighting with a guy on the track after the catapult.
Hang on. Talk about fist fighting. I know this is a complete off-topic thing.
Please tell me you got in a fist fight at the bar. It's fucking B-52.
No. Tommy D, our good friend Tommy D.
Oh, God, here we go.
You ever heard this story?
No.
It's an arena cross story, local fair race story, since we're talking about arena cross.
Oh, wait, the Kalamazoo one?
Yes.
Where he jumped off in the middle of the air and tackled the dude off the bike and then was fist fighting him?
Yeah, how about...
I was there. I saw that.
Okay, so our boy Tommy D, he goes to our local fair race, signs up with, like, no numbers or whatever, doesn't put his real name. He signed up as Bolt Speedman. Did you know this?
Yeah, I've heard this story now.
Okay, so he signs up as Bolt Speedman in, like, 125C or something, and is just out there dicking with this poor guy. And the guy just had enough, jumped off his bike and just started tackling him, dude.
They were awesome.
Rolling around on the track. There's video somewhere. I don't know.
Is there?
I'm gonna have to track it down because I think Brandon Nash has it or somebody. So.
Oh man, it would be fucking epic to have that video.
I'm gonna send a text out right now and see if I can figure out who has it.
Because I remember I was there, like, watching that, and I remember watching him literally jump off his bike midair and tackle this kid. Oh, it was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, it's on Facebook somewhere. I'm going to track it down because I want to share that with the listeners. It's pretty cool.
But
cool, but funny.
Yeah. Continuing on here with the arena cross thing, though, outside of that, the turnout there was great. The stands were full because they pulled it. And it brought up a lot of stuff on Pulp talking about why does this series not start in November like it used to, so that all these Supercross guys can go there, race the first 5 rounds or whatever, and boom, you're going to pull in...
For a privateer guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look at what they did for the purse. All of a sudden, they found they had money, which I'm not even going to say because I don't know the ins and outs of that of the Arena Cross series. So I don't know. Yep. But all of a sudden now they're like, oh, all these guys are coming. We're going to have all these eyeballs. Let's up the purse. and draw in a few more.
I bet it was put our balls on the crossbar pad thing and hope that we sell some tickets.
Well, and I mean, look at it. Like Wageman went. Who was it?
Harrison, Nikkei Theory,
yeah.
like they were quite Harlan.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a ton of Supercross. I mean, Clayson, obviously, there was a ton of Supercross guys that showed up, and it made it interesting.
Yeah, yep. I haven't watched it yet. There's a broadcast somewhere.
Yeah, so I've only watched. I got to see like the LCQs and then the mains. I didn't get to see. I turned it on too late. I didn't even realize it was on. I was just flipping channels and saw it, so I didn't get to see the heat races. But it's. I mean, like I said, it's cool to see that it's back. I mean, big ass bull turns, big whoops, big peaky rhythms, a big booter. Like, I like it. I wish they would go different places because I never got in when they did like the Van Andel one when you could go ride the amateur day there, because I'd love to do some of that too, but whatever, we'll see. So
yeah, that was back in the time when there was like Babbitt's Kawasaki, and there were like factory supported
legit teams. Well, like the Phoenix Honda team.
Yeah. Yep.
Which is amazing because you have this factory supported like Phoenix Honda team, and wow, they win all the time. Weird. Super weird.
Yeah.
So,
Babbitt, when I go to Babbitt's for work, I want to say it was toward the end of the team days, but in the U section, all the race bikes were back there. I'd go look at them, look them over with all the Pro Circuit stuff on them.
Yeah.
They had a Leslie's bike in there and some stuff like that. The Ricky Carmichael Cup is there.
Is it?
I've touched it.
You've touched it.
I touched it.
Because Ricky Carmichael raced a ton of arena cross.
He raced a lot of arena cross. He was a hell of an arena cross rider.
Hell of an arena cross rider.
Ricky Carmichael, man, he did it all.
Okay.
So, one thing I wanted to say, I don't know if you got it on there, but the Mumford signing.
Let's talk about that in a minute here. We've got our West Coast contributor Isaac here is ready to go. So let's call him here, get him on.
I've never actually talked to Isaac, so this will be cool.
I haven't either other than through text, man.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yo, Isaac, what's up, man? Welcome to the Moto Aftermath Show, sir.
Oh, very excited to be here.
Hell yeah,
Man.
bro.
All
right. So this is our West Coast contributor, Mr. Isaac Gonzalez. He has been providing us with all of the footage from the Elsinore test tracks, the A1. Now we've got a bunch of San Diego footage. He's going to A2 next weekend. At least that's what he told me. So
best known for his appearance on the Weed Show.
yes, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Weed
That
Show,
was awesome.
Spring Creek. Yes.
Caught up with Jason yesterday, too,
Oh, did you?
at the race. Yeah, I've seen him ever since that weed show. He's recognized me, and it's been really cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, Weege is a cool guy. We ran into him at Redbud, and I'm sure you probably heard this, but we literally had the Dylan Danger Zone shirts on, and we were like, "Bro, look, we made these shirts literally for you." And he was like, "Oh, no way!" So
Yeah, I got a buddy down in North Carolina too that sees him at the local mountain bike course or whatever.
Oh, okay.
This is cool, by the way.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Stubb did a no call. Well, he called. No show.
Yeah, Justin's not here today. He has work, and I'm air quoting work here.
Yeah, he might have work. I don't know. Real estate's a different game, but
We'll see.
yeah, where was I going with that?
I don't know.
Mountain bike. He just at the local mountain bike trail. My buddy Brody rolled up and started talking to him, and like ended up locked into like a full hour conversation with Weege on a casual Wednesday.
Everybody says that. They're like, dude, he'll talk to anybody forever. So.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So, Isaac, you've been to the first two rounds here, actually seeing this in person here. So, what have you been seeing? What are you noticing that we're not seeing on TV? Like, give us the 411 here. Give us your analysis here of the season so far, both 450s and 250s.
All right. Track-wise, I think A1 in San Diego track-wise is completely different. A1, like a lot of, like you guys said on the show, it was really ruddy, and I think that kind of caught some guys off guard. But like I think Justin said it on the show, we know Tomac's bike's going to work on the East Coast now, and I think these guys are in trouble, especially with the starts that they're going.
Yeah,
So
I would agree.
I mean, and 250 wise, I want to see what Levi Kitchen can do at the start.
Oh, you mean if he doesn't go down in the
Yeah,
first
if he
corner?
Yeah. I mean, he pulled a start in the heat race. What was it? Yesterday, and
Yeah.
I mean, he did pretty good with it.
Yeah, I'll with a start thing too. I was just looking at some lap times here from last night, at least San Diego. And you may be able to say a little more since you're there actually seeing the guy come through the pack. But looking at average lap times, RJ Hampshire actually had the fastest average lap time over Jet. So what can that man do with the
Really?
start? I don't know.
I think he can win. He's like the one guy right now that could beat Jet, in my opinion.
Yeah, just as long as he doesn't yard sale himself, right?
Oh man. All right. So we were at the new stadium yesterday. What
Yes.
did you go into the pits or whatever?
I did, but I didn't get really into it because I was talking to Jason for so long, and then I had to do qualifying. So I didn't get into it as much as I wanted to, but as far as the pits, it's nice not to walk 50 miles to the pits.
Yeah.
Other than like Petco Park, the pit. I don't know. Have you guys been to Petco?
No, we haven't been to San Diego yet at all.
No, you're our West Coast guy, bro.
Yeah.
We're
Oh,
East Coast
okay.
only.
No, San Diego, Petco Park, you had to walk like 2 blocks from the stadium to go to the pits. This one, it's literally right there. And this stadium sits right next to where Qualcomm used to be. And I loved Qualcomm growing up. So it's a lot smaller than Qualcomm, but I think it reminded me a lot like, remember when we went to Orlando a few years ago?
Yeah.
That stadium reminded me of that.
Okay.
I mean, I've never been to Orlando, but watching it on TV, I have.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Sexton said in something I was watching that it was giving him Salt Lake City vibes, and when I kind of
Really?
looked at it, it reminded me of that too, of like not a huge stadium, but just big enough to do. What was the crowd like yesterday? Because to me, it looked very sparse on TV.
It looked really light in practice for sure.
According to a few sources, like the Snapdragon Stadium website, that was a sold out crowd. So, I mean,
yeah.
What did you see though? Like, were there a lot of empty seats, or was it pretty full?
no, it was pretty full. And I got to tell you, for when Malcolm came through the pack for heat number 2, that was loud.
Yeah.
I could hear it on TV and talk about that ride. Holy shit.
Yeah,
He
that
looked
was-
good. My fantasy pick was looking sweet.
Yeah, me too.
And right down the shitter.
Yeah.
But hey, Isaac,
No,
I want to ask you a couple questions. I know you've been spending some time at the test tracks and stuff and been able to interact with some of these riders. Who's your favorite guy that you've gotten to interact with?
Honestly, I got to be honest. It's got to be Adam Cianciarulo.
Yeah.
I've only had one interaction with him, or Adam, or I mean, we can talk about Max Volan too. Just, I don't even know what happened last night, but yeah, Max Volan gave me and Max Volan sat there for 5 minutes. He told me how much better the bike was, and then Adam just straight up gave me his jersey randomly. So
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot. And then one thing I've noticed since I've gotten into the sport, the privateers normally they talk a lot more than like an Eli or a Chase. That's what I've noticed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's why I think it's super cool that you have had at least a little interaction with those guys. And
Yeah.
and when I saw that Adam gave you a jersey, I thought that was pretty damn cool because not a lot of people have their hands on a number 9 jersey, and you
Yeah.
do, brother. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I've been pushing him. I'm like, we need number plates for the wall.
Oh yeah,
I'm
it's so hard to walk
trying.
that line. I'm sure you feel the same way, Isaac. Is like you don't want to go up there and bother those guys and be the guy that's like, hey, give me your jersey,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
give me your number plate and all that. But you do look for opportunities because I know I do. If I can slide away in, like, hey, I don't know if that jersey will fit in your suitcase, but
Yeah.
Dude, this guy talks to everybody. I mean, he sends me pictures all the time with a different rider.
yeah,
I mean,
Oh,
literally
yeah.
all the time. He's like, look who I met today. And I'm just like, man, I hate you sometimes, bro.
yeah,
Like,
that's super cool though.
so,
Super cool.
Dude, I I randomly met Dylan Ferrandis last year in like a parking lot too. So
That's awesome.
How was he? Was he pretty cool?
he's pretty cool. This happened like, so I don't remember, was it his thumb that was hurting for outdoors and he couldn't race outdoors?
Yeah, I think it was
Something
a
like
weird
that.
hand injury or something. Yeah, thumb, wasn't it?
So this all happened like a day before he announced that.
Mm.
So
Where were you at?
No,
Were you at McDonald's?
no, he was coming out of a chiropractor
Oh,
down the
Interesting.
street from my house. Hmm.
No
so you're
way.
kind of like in the hotbed, man. That's cool.
Yeah.
Bro,
No, and then I've met Ricky Johnson at my local coffee shop. I've just ran into so many people. It's crazy.
That's super cool. Doug Lindsay has a cool story from out there. So back in the day, I'm not sure. I think Doug was from more like Temecula area. But I went over to his house and he had a napkin. And I'm like, why do you have this napkin with a signature on it? And he's like, look, bro, look whose signature's actually on that napkin. And I look at it and it's Jeremy McGrath.
holy
And
shit.
he proceeds to tell me, he's like, yeah, man, I was at an In-N-Out. And
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I was at an In-N-Out.
Oh, no way.
And there was a factory Honda box van outside. And me and my boys go in, get something to eat. We come back out. And Jeremy was sitting in the passenger seat.
That's
and
awesome.
all I had was a napkin.
That's
He rolled down the window, signed it. So,
That's awesome.
like, that's just the kind of power McGrath has. I got a
yeah.
I got a fucking napkin I'm going to frame with Jeremy McGrath. But it's the story behind it, right?
Yeah.
Like the interaction that you had with the guy that you're never going to have again. Like around here, Isaac, we live probably now 20, 30 minutes north of Jeff Stanton. Jeff
Yep.
Stanton's still here. He's still, if you look, you can kind of see his track that Dirtworks built him way back in the day in the back of his cornfield. His parents were big farmers and stuff. And he still farms. But, yeah, there's just local legend stories around here of people going to the bowling alley, and he just shows up at the bowling alley to go bowling. And I remember my dad, he would go down, 45 minutes away on M60 down to like Sturgis area.
Yep.
And Jeff would just be out grinding on his road bike.
That's
So,
awesome.
Just some cool little
That's
stuff
so
like
cool.
that. But
Well, didn't I tell you he was at one of the vintage races I did last year, and he was on a
Really?
I don't know mid-90s CR 125, blew by me. Like, I mean, dude, jumped over me on the finish line jump because it's like a triple, but it's like rolled out or whatever. And so, of course, I'm doubling it because I suck. And Jeff Stanton just over me, and I'm just like, wow, there he goes. And by the time I turned the next corner, I couldn't see him.
yeah, we got some
So-
cool Jeff Stanton stories. I got
Oh my god.
my claim to fame is there's a video around somewhere where, yes, Jeff was riding a 250F, but I had my 450, and I ended up jumping in behind him and passing him, and Buck had a video of it out at Buck's house. So that was kind of cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, no disrespect to Jeff, but he kind of upset me, which kind of lit a fire under me. He was like,
Oh, yes.
we were kind of sitting in the pits, and we had known Jeff because he would, come up, get window tint and stuff like that at my dad's shop.
Yeah.
But he was like, yeah, come down to Log Road. They have a modern class, and I'll smoke you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, no shit, you'll smoke me, dude. Like, you got a better resume than half the field or whatever. So I went out there, and I was riding pretty good, and I'm about 130 pounds on a 450. So I was kind of eyeing him down. I'm like, you know what, I'm going to try to pass him. And I did, and then was on my high, and probably 3-4 laps later, I weeded my shit, dude. I crashed pretty hard. But no, another Jeff Stanton story, and I'll share one more before we can kind of. I know I'm taking up Isaac's time, but I'm sure you probably
man.
like and listening to these stories. But yeah, he was out at Battle Creek riding one day. Jeff was, and had no numbers on Honda. It was probably 2012, 2013, somewhere in there, maybe a little sooner. But yeah, he's out there just ripping, just giving her the beans on this bike, rev limiter, the whole nine. And this guy's like, man, who is that guy? He's riding pretty good. And my dad just looks at him and just goes, yeah, he's just a guy from south of town that used to ride quite a bit. And a little while goes back by, and the same guy's like, man, that guy rides really good. Who is that? And my dad, again, looks over at him, and they're just like, yeah, he's just a retired A-rider that lives south of town. Weren't lying. And, a little bit longer goes by, and that dude's watching him. He's like, dude, you got to tell me who this guy is. He's hauling ass. And they were just like, yeah, it's Jeff Stanton.
That's awesome.
So that's the cool interactions that we have, at least over here. We got Jeff around and Nico Izzy, some of those guys we used to have interactions and stuff with, which is kind of cool. That was the biggest reason I asked you, Isaac, because it's, those guys put their pants on the same way we do, so it's kind of interesting to see how they act, when, off the spotlight and whatnot. So
Yeah, real quick, Jeff Stanton, he's from the 80s, right?
yeah, so
I believe so. Okay.
yeah, they call him 6-time, 3 outdoor, 3 supercross,
That's
couple motocross
Okay.
–
nations.
Yeah, like
so.
late 80s, early 90s type stuff.
Well, how old are you, Isaac?
I'm 20.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so
So I,
Before you were born.
well, it's getting to the
before
point
I was
now where it's
born.
like people don't know who Chad Reed is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of.
Yeah, it's getting a
So,
little
I mean,
crazy.
I'm 20. I'm 27. I barely
I know,
knew
you
who Jeff
kids are
Stanton
so
was.
cute nowadays.
What's that?
You kids are so cute nowadays.
oh,
Hey,
God.
it's all the same after 21, Isaac.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
So, Isaac, has our boy El Hombre said anything else to you about us stealing your videos, or is he still? Or is
Yeah.
he,
What's
is he
the
good now?
story on that? I want to hear the whole story on this.
Okay, the story on that. Okay, so I think it was the video that you put up of Marvin at Paula. I put all of the reels on my stories too because, out of respect, and I put that one up, and I randomly got a message from him saying, "Are these guys stealing your videos or something?" And what else? I said, "Oh no, I'm sending it to them," or something like that. He's like, "Oh, I see a lot of their videos," and I'm like, "Wait a second, that's Isaac's videos." So, yeah,
That's
It
pretty
was
cool
hilarious.
that he knows who you
Yeah.
are like that too. Have you had much interaction with Jason too, like in person, or just kind of through Instagram?
I've only met him once, and that was at Millville last year.
Mm-hmm.
And then I like Paula last year when Eli was champion.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was down there at the podium shaking all those guys' hands,
That's pretty cool.
and that's pretty much it with Jason. I've wanted to say hello to him at Supercross, but these guys are so busy, and I'm not the only fan of these guys, so I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. I can't see them all the time, but I definitely try to.
That is one thing that makes me jealous of you, is that I wish I was in California more preseason to go to the test tracks when these guys had more time.
Or go to the chiropractor.
Yeah, to be able to say, "Hey man, what's up?" Because I'm like you, like on race day, I'm always super like tentative because I do know these guys' schedules are gnarly, which is what makes the outdoors cool because they're all there on Friday. So if you see them on Friday, it's much easier to go up and be like, "Oh, hey man, what's up?" and talk to them then. Where like on race day, it's like they've got the signings, they have all the other VIPs that are there to see them, all that crap. So it's like walking up and talking to them outside of after the race really is like, I just don't want to bother them. They're at work.
Well, my thing is, I'd really like to
Yes.
connect with those guys like on a different level. Like all they hear about is motocross stuff, but like Jason, I'd like to pick his brain on real estate and stuff like that. I know he's into some different investments outside of racing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eli Tomac, he's had a GT3 RS.
Yeah.
That he track dayed and stuff like.
I know. This is
I
what
would-
I pitched
yeah,
to
yeah.
Mertz at Redbud about getting the boys on.
I would be like-
Lawrence's.
Yeah.
What he said.
He told me to email him, and I did once. And in all fairness, I needed to follow up more because he's a busy guy. So I'm sure that email got,
but like
whatever.
same thing. Like Hunter's into C10 trucks. My
Yep.
dad's into C10 trucks.
Which is
You're-
what me and him talked about. We're
Yeah,
C10
yeah.
trucks.
Yeah, just like stuff like that, man. Like these guys have other interests outside of motocross.
Jet's
like,
got an R8, doesn't he?
Fortner rolled up in an R8.
Yeah.
I think Jet has one.
I think Jet has an R8 too. And
So-
does he have a Bentley or something too? Or Rolls or something?
I don't know. He got his tooth fixed though. Did you
Did
see
he?
that?
Did you see Ando's?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's on the podium or whatever. He's like, yeah, A1 bonus check. I got my tooth fixed.
Did you see Ando's missing a tooth from last week?
Oh no,
I
he's
think
been missing that one for
Oh,
a
is
while.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was courtesy of that awesome crash from last week.
A very
that was a
looked like the
baddie.
Mookie one.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing too? All of a sudden, when they show like the pre-race stuff from wrapping up A1 or whatever, all of a sudden they had a different angle, a clear angle of Jason crashing last week in practice.
Yeah. Where did that come from?
I have no idea, but I was watching all of a sudden. I was like, wait a minute.
They've been sitting on that one for a little while.
Yeah, that was very clear, and I've not seen that one.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, Isaac, you go into A2 then?
I believe so. I know a lot of my dad's work friends are going, so my dad is going to get with them, and we're going to try to get a section next to them. So
Okay.
Oh, that'll be rad.
Cool.
yeah.
Cool.
And quick story while we're on here.
Yeah.
I tweeted about it to you guys, but I haven't told the whole story yet. So I was in the bathroom last night, and I came back, and my mom was going crazy. Joe Shimoda was sitting in our section, so I just randomly met Joe Shimoda last night.
That's
It
awesome.
was hilarious. She was
Where
like,
were you, up second level, or where were your seats?
we were second level, right above where Jet went over the berm into the net,
Yeah.
which that was fun.
That was awesome.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, because it was right after I tweeted something last night. I'm usually one that runs the Twitter, but
Okay.
yeah, that Joe Shimoda commercial where they're like,
Yeah.
where they're going over the bike like this thing,
Yeah.
this,
Oh,
and
yeah.
this, and he's like, well, what do you mean? And they're like, this thing slaps.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, okay,
Should
yeah,
have just said that.
yeah. It reminded me.
That's
Remember
why-
the Thor commercials
okay,
back in the day?
I was wondering.
Yeah. Have you seen the Thor commercials from way back, Isaac? Some of them are floating around Instagram and stuff, but
Honestly, since I've been at the races, I haven't really caught this Joe Shimoda. I mean, I've seen it,
yeah.
but I really haven't listened to it that well, so I haven't heard the whole thing. But are they playing that on the broadcast too, like for the commercials?
Yeah, they're playing it on the broadcast, and it reminded me a lot of back in the day. Thor had some really badass commercials. So if you get some time, go on YouTube and look up Thor McGrath semi commercial or something. He's driving down the road. McGrath can't drive stick, keeps stalling the semi, so they toss him out of it. And then there's another one. It's Chad Reed pulls in the driveway, and he picks up Josh Hansen. And there's this dude riding his bicycle down the road, and he's like, brah. And then there's this other dude, and he goes, brap, brap. And then they pull up to the stoplight, and there's this chick walks across, and she's got her cleavage out and the whole nine.
Because it's the 90s.
Because it's the 90s. And Hansen's like waving at her to come over, and she like brushes him off. And then Chad Reed just goes, brr, brr. And that was the commercial, like bike bogging out.
Jesus.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, look them up. I think they're on YouTube. But those commercials like kind of brought the fun back and really reminded me of those. I'm sure a lot of the listeners have seen those commercials, but
Yeah.
but yeah. What else was I going to ask you, Isaac? I know, like on a personal level and stuff, man. I know you just had your checkup with some of the stuff that you've been dealing with. I'm glad to see that went all well. I
Yeah.
saw your post and. Man, just glad to see that. I know you've been through some shit, so...
Can you give us a brief rundown of what you had going on? Because, like, me and Cole are pretty aware of it, because obviously we follow you on the Instagram. But but just give us a brief rundown as far as you want to dive
if
into
you want to
it.
talk about it, yeah, but I
I can go in pretty far. Honestly, I don't know a lot about my old heart, honestly.
Yep.
Like, I only know what my parents told me, and I'm sure it's way...
Nope.
Did we lose him?
Did we lose him? Oh, shit.
We lost him.
We lost him. How do we do that?
The Starlink, dude.
Oh, what the hell just happened?
He's probably like talking still.
He's probably is.
We lost you.
Okay,
We got
hello?
the Starlink.
Yeah, we lost you. Internet shit out on us. All right, go ahead, man.
Okay. So last night, overnight, was 2 years since my heart transplant. So that was a little gift from my mom last night to go to the race. And last year, so technically my records show that my transplant was on the 22nd of January. But yesterday feels like it because that's when we got the call and stuff. So yeah, I'm a full-on heart transplant recipient, and it's pretty cool. I remember going to Anaheim 2 in 2020, and by 6 o'clock that night, I was so tired I couldn't do it anymore, and I couldn't breathe. And And the past 2 races I've been to, it hasn't been like that. So I'm very grateful to be here and very grateful to be on the show too. I think I've told you guys I've been listening to this for like 5 years now, and look forward to it I like plan my days around this show.
Yeah.
So
And we see that, man, and
Yeah.
we really appreciate it. It's it's one of those things that makes us want to keep going too. When we got listeners out there like you that are, and that's why we really wanted you to be a part of this too. Like
Yeah.
we seen you reaching out and out there in California, and I remember going to Travis one day and being like, hey man, like let's get a hold of Bones. Let's see what he can get going for us, man. He's a diehard listener. He seems like a good kid, and no, we're happy to have you around, man. We do appreciate what you do for us and what you've been what you've stepped up and done for us recently. I know we bust your balls a little bit on the Game Boy Color camera, but it's all in fun, man.
yeah,
And
that's a joke now.
what's that?
That's a run of my family now.
Yeah. So we no, we appreciate it, man, and we see the videos and we see the progress even with the videos that you send us, and
Oh yeah.
it's cool, man. And when you love motocross as much as all of us do, it's pretty easy to get along with everybody. So you got to have thick skin in this industry too, and so it's nice to be able to poke fun at each other and do the whole thing. So but yeah, man, we're what do you got, a call coming in over there?
Yeah, dude. No, he was calling us. What the hell?
Is the Game Boy Color acting up?
No, this is an iPhone 12 now. So I've upgraded.
All right, gotcha. That what you've been filming on your new phone, or have you picked up a digital camera?
No, so my previous Game Boy Color was actually an iPhone 6. So that was the first videos that came in, and then right before the new year, or maybe the new year, I don't even remember. Before Anaheim 1, I upgraded.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we noticed. We saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
and you're getting
Glad.
into the photography thing a little bit too, aren't you? Didn't you get a camera?
Yeah, I got a camera for Christmas, and I don't know. Do you guys know who Cole Beach is? He's on Stewart's podcast.
Yeah, Cole Beach.
Dude, he's a good buddy of mine. I had a full-on conversation with him last night too about Malcolm and everybody. So
Yeah, that's
yeah,
real
I'm
cool.
picking it up well, and it's not honestly like 2 years ago. If you asked me, I would have never said photography, but it's a way into the sport, and maybe you guys will see me on a floor of a Supercross one day. That's my goal.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Like, I
Not
love
if you're
to film
associated with us.
No,
sorry to
Yeah.
break it to you.
stuff. Maybe. Well,
It's okay, guys, it's
I
okay.
tried having this conversation with Travis to chill down a little bit.
We're
but-
chill. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Look,
Y'all are chill.
They
Y'all
pulled-
just
they pulled
actually share
something-
thoughts.
they pulled something out of their ass from 2021 of me fucking running my mouth, which happens. It's fine, whatever, dude. Look, here's the
Yeah.
thing: they're fans of us too, and if they ever want to come on the show, they can contact me. It's no problem. We would love to. I would love to talk to Sean Brennan, or
But I don't-
Mewey, or Prater.
Yeah, I would like
any
to talk
of
to
them.
him too, but Travis was aggressive.
Sometimes I get that way.
Travis was aggressive.
Liquor and me getting on the microphone talking about something is a bad fucking thing sometimes, all right?
Yeah,
It's-
well, I
it's
would
no
like
problem.
to talk to those guys because I think the business side of the sport is very interesting, and I think there have been steps made to fix it a little bit, but
Look,
I would still
there is a
like to pick their brains.
we're not going to get into it, but if you haven't listened to the Steve Astafin podcast, which we're going to talk about a little bit here
I
on
haven't listened
Gypsy,
to it yet.
he also goes in on it, and yeah, so it just justifies everything I talk about all the time.
Oh boy.
So
Okay. Well, either way, what I was gonna say, Isaac, is like I enjoy the photography stuff, man. It's the hard part is I always want to be the one in the video, but I like picking up a camera and with the social media stuff these days, finding a song that fits the video and all that kind of stuff. So I think it'd be really interesting to have a conversation with Cole Beach and some of those guys out there. I think Dylan Kelly's brother quit being a mechanic and picked up a camera. He's doing some stuff for Vital now. But
Well, Isaac's going to do some stuff for the website here, because I did finally get the website login figured back out and everything. Then I got real busy with my real job, we'll call it.
Yeah.
So like I haven't had time to really get him with the login and everything going like that.
Oh, to like start doing like some race recaps and stuff like that.
Yeah, and some like when he goes to the practice track, take a few really good photos and put them on the website and write a little blurb about being at the practice track that day and what he saw stuff. So because he is in the mecca of motocross in Southern California.
Bones has just got it going on.
He's our West Coast contributor. I need to get him some business cards and this Google Calendar going so he can start making shit really happen for us.
So do you go by... So if you're at the dinner table, are you Bones or are you Isaac?
Okay, with my family, I'm Isaac. But when I first created my account, my Instagram, it was Bones. I don't even know where that came from. That was just a cool nickname I thought of. One of the girls at my local coffee shop randomly called me Bones, and it just cracked me up.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I wondered if it was something like that.
Yeah, it depends on who you ask.
Well,
but like most, I go by Isaac.
Well, I think we're gonna stick with Bones.
We're sticking with Bones.
I think we like Bones.
That's all right.
All right.
So,
all right, man. Yeah, for the listeners, this is Bones. This is the Bones guy we talk about all the time.
Me.
So
I'm Bones.
Follow him on Instagram at Bones.
338 _
Actually, can I change that? Let's go with Heart. I'm sorry. Can we go with Heart Kid? Because that is actually my...
So you want me to start tagging Heart Kid then? Because I've been tagging Bones.
You can tag Bones. It's just, I see random... Because that account's private. So I see random people come through and I just delete them because I don't recognize them. But anyway. Hey, guys, do you think Webb's going to win this title?
Nope.
I'm still waiting. I like to, you want to put your predictions in way earlier in the season to make it like easy for the show and stuff like that. But I don't really want to make my real pick until about 2-3 more rounds.
Tomac's gonna go 17-0.
I don't believe that at all. Jet has a better shot of winning all the East.
Jet's gonna go 9-0. It's
Bones.
fine.
Yeah, Jet's gonna do it, but not Tomac.
Okay, all right. You guys
Bones,
are all
they got
fucking psycho.
They got any drugs out there in California that Travis might be on?
Oh God, I don't know, man. We got some weed out here. But
that
anyway.
might be what Travis is on because.
Probably.
What are you on?
I'm not on
make
nothing.
That opinion?
What am I on? Have you seen that motherfucker ride this year?
I don't give a shit.
Like, are you? I don't give a shit.
I don't give a shit.
I don't give a shit. Puberty hitting hard over here, dude. I mean, this guy's starts are on point. I mean, we're gonna get into this because we haven't even done the race
good on
review.
that bike. However,
starts are on point. What more do you? He won the opening round. The first 2 rounds where he usually struggles and his average finish is 10th. He has won.
17-0 is a very aggressive statement. When
17
Webb rode the way he rode last night,
guys,
Jason Anderson keeps weeding his shit.
Yeah, when Stubbs said on the group chat last night, well, if Ando was 2-0. There's a prime example of what happened in the main last night. Why I would not think that Ando is going to go
and
fucking
exactly what happened to
17-0.
Ando can happen to Eli.
Dude, no way.
Except for Eli isn't going to be
Eli
calling
fucking
people...
crashed last week and still won the goddamn race.
Eli isn't going to be calling people
wild.
bitches on Twitter either, I don't think.
What?
He ain't going to call anybody a bitch on Twitter.
Yeah, that's a whole nother story. So, all right, you got
Did you see that, Isaac?
What's up?
Did you see that Anderson, his whole Twitter thing?
I saw that, and I also have you guys watched the press conferences?
Not yet.
Oh, I watched it. Barsha tried to backpedal
Barsha
so
called him
hard
out on that. Yeah.
He looked like an idiot, didn't he?
What do you mean by backpedal?
Who, Barsha?
Yeah, Barsha looked really dumb. He was like, "Well, I didn't even say anything to him. He cussed me out and used profanity and all this stuff." And he started off like with this weird like, "Yeah," or whatever. And Tomac and Webb are just cracking up, trying so hard not to laugh up there.
Oh my God.
Because they're probably all thinking the same thing, but oh man.
Barsha's the coolest guy off the bike, but on the bike, he's a fucking moron.
Like,
dude.
what is it? Is the circulation getting cut off in those pants? You think?
No, it's the helmet's too small.
Oh God.
I think it's the other helmet.
Oh my God. Okay. All right.
God.
You got any?
Anyway.
No, we're done.
Do you guys think Malcolm's gonna win this year?
Dude, James seems to. I don't know.
Listen,
I am.
Stubb and I shit on him pretty hard, but I don't. After that heat race, that was pretty impressive. However, his main event was very Stu-esque, very much like his brother, just weeding it.
Really?
So,
oh yeah.
I don't know. I think
No,
after
I
that heat
am-
race ride, I don't know. What do you think?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm on Travis last year. I'm waiting till the last lap of the last race, and then I'll say he won't win.
Okay,
No,
I like
truly
it.
believe he'll win this year.
Yeah, who all you think is going to get wins this year? Who you
Who
got
else
on your
is gonna
list?
get it? Webb's gonna get one. Chase is gonna get one. Malcolm's gonna get one.
Doesn't sound
I
like
don't know,
17-0 over here, Travis.
You guys are all
doesn't
fucking
sound
nuts.
like that, does it?
You guys are all
No, no,
fucking
no.
nuts.
Barsha is weirdly impressive this year. Like
I
I'm
was
not
going to say that too.
No.
like
He was a weenie,
Every
but last
time-
night's ride was pretty good.
It's a contract year. Of
To
course
hold
it's going to
off-
be better.
to hold
point,
off
good point.
Kenny like that was pretty impressive. And honestly, the last 10 minutes of that race, I'm just going with because Webb closed up the gap there at the end. The last 5 minutes of that race, I'm just going, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like here comes Webb. He's gonna get Tomac. I honestly thought Webb was gonna win that race.
Oh,
last
he
year.
was, yeah, he
Or
was
last
coming.
night.
And
Oh,
Eli
yeah,
did
and-
admit he was trying at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just
No,
thought it was
I-
funny, Roxon and Barsha too. So like Roxon, and I think Weege made this like comparison. Like Roxon is a bubble, and Barsha's
Oh, yeah.
the porcupine. You get anywhere near it, the bubble's gonna get popped.
Yeah, yeah. I was going to say, Barsha holding off Roxon's a real loose term. Roxon stuck it in there once and was like trying to and realized he could not stick it in and run away on that track. And then he was like, yep, I want no part of this.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. How about Barsha cleaning out Sexton?
And then
They're
Wild.
friends. We're friends. I mean that's just a real bummer. Like we're friends and like I don't really want anybody to go down. Oh my god, just fucking own it like you did at the end of
I
last
know.
year, bro. Like you
yeah,
look like a
he's-
fucking
He looks like an
moron.
idiot whenever he gets asked about the questions.
Yeah.
about that stuff. Just like, yeah, I ran it in and we got together.
Yep.
Simple as that.
Kind of reminds me of a certain Vince Freezy from World Supercross.
Like, yeah, can you like? He's no different than Vince Freezy. I don't understand why people aren't booing and shitting on Barsha as much as they do Vince.
Well, the fans didn't hold back last year at Salt Lake.
No.
Yeah, I still
No, they
laugh to
did
this
not.
day where they had it on TV. It was Malcolm. It was like, yeah, and then back to Barsha, boo, yeah, boo, right on TV. It was hilarious.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, Isaac, thanks for coming on, man. We appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, we gotta have you
I
on again
appreciate-
here soon, man.
Yeah. So
I think is this the first time we've talked to you without through text?
I think so.
I think.
Probably, think so.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to we'll have to figure something out. Maybe we can get to the West Coast one day, or maybe we can get him out to the East Coast. I don't know. Who knows?
Look, California is a fucking, no offense, Isaac, but California is a fucking shithole I do not want to go to right now. And I used to go there. Like,
Yeah, I remember those days.
I was going to say, I was there multiple years in a row for different stuff, and I don't want any part of California
well, hey,
right
maybe
now.
we can meet in the middle somewhere. Maybe Texas or something
Maybe.
like that. I don't know.
Maybe.
You guys, hey, how about you guys come down to Paula for the opening round?
I told you, man, I don't want to be in California at all. Your governor fucking sucks. Your laws suck. Your
Yes.
taxes suck.
Jesus.
The fucking place is either on fire or fucking flooding like 364 out of 365 days of the year. It's fucking yeah. I'm
I
just
can't
I'm
wait
out.
to send Travis a postcard from California.
I am fucking out. I'll meet you part way. I'll meet you at Glendale. How's that sound?
Hey,
Yo,
Glendale
that
would work.
stadium's nice though.
Huh?
That stadium in Glendale is nice.
It
I was
is.
there in 2019.
Yes. Yeah, I love that place too.
Yeah, that place does look cool.
We might go. Since it's later in the year here, if the budget allows, we might go down there and hang out with Hopper for that race. So
Yeah, Glendale.
There you go.
Really?
yeah,
Hey, how is Johnny doing?
he's good. He's good. Did you see me on the shit show last week?
I did. I didn't watch all of it, but I did see you.
That's okay. I just want to point out that is still the highest viewed shit show so far. They've done 3.
Really?
They've done 3, and we're still
No, just wait
leading
till
the
I'm
way.
on it.
Huh?
That's awesome.
Wait
Yeah,
till
just
Cooksy and I are gonna do a show in Vegas. Maybe.
oh yeah.
I got to talk to him about it still though.
Oh, wait. We're maybe gonna do a show. I haven't really talked to Cooksy
Well,
about
I did
it.
talk to Cooksy 2 days ago.
Oh, did ya?
yesterday, just Tucker stuff that was going on. And,
Yeah.
And I'll tell you off air, it's pretty good.
Oh, boy.
The typical Cooksey stuff.
Oh boy, that sounds appropriate.
And that's why I respect the hell out of Cooksey, man.
Yeah.
He, you know, people can say what they want, but he'll, you know, shit he says has.
Oh yeah.
You know, he has ground to stand on with everything he says.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So.
but Johnny, man, I don't know
dude.
Johnny, or I've never talked to Johnny, but some of his stuff is out there, man.
I don't want to hear.
I
it.
know.
He's awesome. I've heard me and him are very similar.
Oh, you think Tom Viel was going to beat Jet in Supercross?
No, that I'm out on that.
Okay.
I'm 100%
No,
out on
not
that.
at all.
Okay, just stuff like that.
I think Tom Vial's going to wad his brains the first round, to be honest with you. But
No, I hope not. I'd like to I can't wait to see him outdoors. That'll be interesting.
oh boy, Isaac's seen him at the test track.
Who?
Yeah, give us a Tom Viel report.
I haven't seen Tom. I've seen Marvin.
Oh really? I thought for sure you'd have seen Tom out there hanging out.
I want to meet him, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how he looks in person.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen those videos from like Hemet or whatever,
Yeah.
and he seemed to be. He didn't look as loose as those other guys, but he seemed to be somewhat on the pace, I guess. But,
Yeah. I mean, Volan passed him pretty easy though, and Volan didn't even make the main last night.
Yeah, Volan also passed RJ
I
in that
can't
video.
believe Volan didn't make it last night. That was
Dude,
so
how about
sad.
him hitting that Asterisk dude right in the back of the head?
Dude, I
Oh,
know.
my
I was
God,
like,
that
oh,
was
that guy's
crazy.
dead.
Ugh. They better roll the mule out for their own.
It was right there. It was fine.
Was it?
So,
Somebody
yeah.
said it was stuck like axle deep.
Maybe. I don't know. It sat in that same spot the whole night. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and look at that because maybe the
Mule was just
the
stuck.
mule was stuck. The guy got taken out.
It was a bad deal.
Yep.
So.
A black hole over there that sucked him in.
All right. Well, Isaac, we'll let you go, man. We
Hold on.
appreciate you coming on. We will.
One more question for you guys.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
Does Tomac sweep all three next week?
I told you he's going 17-0. So yeah.
Oh, you already know the crackhead over
But
here's
that's
answer.
like overall. Is he going
He
going
think-
3 for 3 next week?
Well, actually, how many? So what? There's 3 Triple Crowns.
Oh yeah, what's your
There's 3 races.
definition of sweeping? Like he's just got to win the overall, or he's winning every Triple Crown race?
He's gonna win every race he's in.
I
Okay.
don't believe that at all. But
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Streak ends
No,
next week.
We're 2-0 so far. So
Yeah, Webb wins next week.
All
Sorry.
I
no.
I think Webb wins.
all
the
I
Triple
know
Crown.
is that Jet's going to sweep all 3 next week.
Yeah. 100%.
I don't know. Nah,
Anyway.
I don't know.
Jesus. Okay, we'll get into
I don't
this.
know.
We'll get into this. We're gonna be fighting here. So, all right, Isaac. Thanks for coming on, man. We will talk again
You're welcome.
soon. And let me know about those tickets for A2, man, and I'll get you the company info.
Oh, damn.
Our West Coast contributor, bro. We got to
yeah,
do something for the
I know. We got to
Did-
take care of the man.
Did your shirt show up yet?
Not yet.
Nah.
And honestly, our
It's
mailbox.
probably this one I'm looking at right here, folded up.
No,
that
no,
never got
no.
sent
I
out.
said no. That's for the other Isaac. No, I sent his last week.
Oh.
So
But probably
No,
California, the UPS truck probably fell in the ocean.
probably.
You guys have Kevin on?
I haven't even talked to Kev today. I'm sure he's
I
not in a
don't
great
think his
mood.
morale's great right
No.
now.
Yeah, that was. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah. So
no. Hey, thanks for having me on, guys, and I appreciate it. And if you want me to come back on again, just let me know.
yeah, man,
Yeah,
we will for
absolutely.
sure.
It's nice
So,
putting
All right.
nice meeting you, I guess.
Yeah, it's nice putting a
I
voice.
kind of meeting you guys.
Yeah, kind of meeting. Maybe we'll meet through a Zoom call or something next time. But all right, man. Hey, take it easy, and we'll talk soon.
All right. Hey, enjoy that night show content I sent you guys too.
Yeah, we'll do, man.
Yeah.
I went through. Trust me. There's a lot of it already posted, but you sent me a lot of videos, and it takes me some time to get shit. So it's scheduled. It's coming.
Yeah,
Don't you worry.
Instagram's got scheduling now. So.
All
Yeah.
right.
So all right, later, buddy.
See ya.
All right.
All right, Bones.
Bones. Bad to the bone.
Back to the bone, man.
I like Bones.
Dude, Isaac's a cool dude.
I like Bones.
Hey,
He's been through some shit, man.
he's been through some shit. I love the fact that he's been a fan. He's like an OG fan because he has been on it since literally like the show came out.
Oh yeah, I mean, I didn't. You guys did it what 2 years about before I started?
I think so.
Doing
Yeah.
it with you guys.
Yeah.
And no, I remember like kind of being a part of it and starting to be more in tune with the interaction. And he's
Yeah.
always been there, man.
Yep.
Always been there, and always has the best attitude.
Yeah.
Very positive kid. So
I mean, when you get a heart transplant, you probably appreciate life a lot more than
yeah,
someone
I was
who
gonna ask
doesn't.
him that too. I didn't really want to go too
Yeah.
deep into it and stuff, but man, he's just a very positive, upbeat
Yep.
kid. Weird to talk about a kid because
Yeah.
I was always that kid because I hung out with older people. But yeah, 20 years old. His voice was a lot deeper than I was expecting.
All right, man. What were we talking about right before he came on there?
We were gonna get into Mumford or something, weren't we?
Yeah, that was it. So Mumford,
Maybe. I don't think it was quite yet.
Yeah,
but
that was what you were talking. That was what you'd brought up. So Mumford signs with PC, but he's not starting until February 18th when the Oakland round rolls around again.
Yeah.
Which is strange because what do we got? We got A2 next week, and then are we East Coast then?
Yeah, I think so.
Because what is it? Houston
Does it pop
is
into
round
East Coast?
5, which would be the first, and then there's something else, and then Oakland again.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, because it's Houston, Tampa.
Something weird.
Yeah, Houston, Tampa. So this is the lineup we've got going on here. So we got A2 West, Houston East, Tampa East, Oakland, which is going to fucking suck for those privateers they're driving.
Yeah, I bet Oakland
then-
will have a light.
Yeah, and then we're
lieutenant.
back to Dallas, I think. So we're literally going full East Coast to full West Coast and then back.
With some Oakland sprinkled in there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the West Coast.
Um,
But anyway, Mumford to PC. Interesting.
Here are my thoughts on it.
Okay.
I like the Mumford to PC signing. I think it's good. Mitch Payton has a history of showing respect to the guys that put their balls on the crossbar pad, walk in there and say, Mitch, I want to ride for you. What's it going to take to ride for you? And it sounds like that's what Mumford's done. Mumford obviously has a relationship with Mitch from riding Team Green in the past as an amateur. Mumford seems like a really level-headed kid. Kind of got boned by the whole Geico thing.
Yep.
But yeah, like I said, put his balls on the crossbar pad, went in there and basically asked Mitch for the ride, and Mitch respects that.
Mm-hmm.
And what else comes with Mumford? And I don't know if Mitch or any of those guys look at this, but you've got another track to ride at for your team.
Yep.
You've got another outlet for media. Mumford has the vlog going.
Mm-hmm.
More eyes on Pro Circuit. Fox sponsors
There's
Pro
a
Circuit.
shit ton of vlogs out now.
I know.
Everybody's
yeah,
on it
yeah,
now,
vlogs
which is good.
Yeah, it's good, but I don't know. Some of them are a little hard to watch.
Yeah, they're not all great.
Yeah,
But
that's the
it's-
thing, though, is some of them aren't all great. How many are going to last?
Well, I don't know, man,
Yeah.
but it's there. Anyway,
So, well, maybe we can, maybe we'll do a thing, rank the vlogs.
so Mumford to PC is interesting to me, and they brought up this point on Pulp, and I 100% agree. So he has been in the camp of, for the last several years here, since he was on Michael Lindsay's team and then the Bar X team, of the equipment's just not as good as I need it. Equipment. Basically, not so much bitching about the bike, but it's just
Give me a shot
the
on
bike
something
has
better.
been not up to standards because he came through that Geico program. He knows what the best equipment was like because he was there. And then he got slammed with that. Now he's been on, I don't want to call it subpar teams, but just these
Satellite teams,
non-factory teams. Yeah. So here's the thing, though. This is your opportunity.
What does he do with it?
Yeah. So if you don't perform, dude, now it's a you thing. This is no longer an equipment thing because you're going to have the best equipment you can possibly have underneath you. So if you can't perform on this, it's you, dude.
Yeah.
Then you have nowhere to complain anymore because you got your shot.
Yeah.
And I know it's not a 2-year deal and you've had time to develop the bike and all this shit like that, but the bike isn't new for them, so they've had tons of development time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it goes.
I like it. I mean, like I said, I remember when he was on Michael Lindsay's team, I was
Yeah.
kind of high on the kid. Like, I saw some videos. I'm like, damn, he looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Shit the bed.
Yep.
Yeah, he shit the sheets pretty bad.
There were some things going on that we're privy to with that Michael Lindsay team, though, that was
Oh, yeah.
causing him. And number two, they were on Hondas before Honda had redesigned the motor and it had power. So, because
That, and then you go to a Suzuki.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
but that
so-
Bar X Suzuki, I mean, he was whole shot in races on that thing.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So realistically, he's about what came in with Volan maybe. Had one season, did not go very well last
yeah,
year.
he's
Was
only,
a little better.
He's only a few seasons deep. So,
6th, 7th place guy
Yeah.
last year. So
yeah.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
He's got all the tools now that
Yep.
he's wanted.
Yep.
It's on him.
Yeah. 100%. So, all right. We've been at this for about an hour and 15 minutes. I got to take a leak like a damn racehorse. So let's take
and then, and then we'll get into some race recap.
Yeah, let's take a break, and then we'll come back with the race recaps. Like I said, we got a rant, we got a couple other things to talk about, and then we'll get out of here. So we will be right back. All right, and we're back here. So we're going to start with our 450 review, brought to us by our friends over at Gutter Worx. If you're in the Southwest Michigan area looking for some custom gutter or exterior home modifications, check them out. GutterWorksGutters.com. Link in the description down below. Josh and Kayla, great moto people. Actually ran into them the other night at Home Depot.
Oh, yeah.
They were loading drywall in the rain. I was on the phone with Tom Cooper when I pulled in, and then I'm like, I look up.
Oh, Gutter Worx.
And I'm like, holy shit. There's Josh and Kayla. So then I'm like, Tom, I got to go. And I walk over. I'm like, Kayla, get in the truck. I'll help Josh load this.
Yeah.
So helped him load up that drywall, got him out of there because, it was raining.
Wow. You're such a great guy.
I'm a fucking man amongst boys, pretty much.
Yeah, Josh, that video is going around again. There's you ever seen the video of
him getting taken out in the first corner at Battle Creek? Yes.
Yeah, it's going around still.
Is it?
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me.
Just saw it today on another page with
Yep.
shit ton of views, but
all right, let's get this started here with our 450 recap here. So, Eli Tomac wins again. 17-0, bro. That's all there is to it. 17-0.
Can you're looking me in the eye and being dead serious with that?
That fucking camera shut off again. I'm going to kill that thing. Yeah.
It's because that camera knows you're full of shit too.
Nope. 17-0. Dude.
Next question.
He's 2-0.
Next point.
He's 2-0. First round, he crashed, came back, still won.
You're cum drunk.
Absolutely fucking not.
You're cum drunk.
Absolutely not.
Cum drunk.
He is going 17-0. Who's going to beat him?
Did you go on an ayahuasca trip?
You made some dumbass comment that Webb was going to beat him next week in the Triple Crown.
Yeah.
Webb is a full length main event guy. He is not a
wait.
sprint guy.
I can't wait.
He is not a sprint guy.
Can't wait.
No way.
Can't wait.
So anyway, okay. So, but man, he looks ridiculously good on that bike.
So you're saying not 17-0?
No,
but
I'm
yes,
still
he
on,
does look
I'm
good
still
on
on
that bike.
17-0, but let's get on some common ground here. He looks ridiculously good on that bike. Shredding.
You are radical left.
His starts are fucking insanely good right now.
He does look really damn good on that bike. And the one thing I've noticed is he's never really been an animated, like, you don't see him really flick the bike around and scrub and do that kind of stuff.
Oh,
but
he's doing it.
flicking that thing off the finish line and some stuff like that. You don't really see him do it. So
Flick of the wrist, bro. Flick of the
Dude,
wrist.
he looks really damn good.
Yep.
Yeah, in an interview, I don't know if it was Michael Lindsay or somebody on Vital, which kudos to them. They really stepped up their program.
Yeah.
With Lewis Phillips and all them.
I know. I need to DM Lewis because he
He's
seems
funny.
like a
He
guy
seems
we
like a
need
really
on the show for
yeah,
sure.
Yeah, he's pretty funny. Yeah, that whole Yamaha Ricky Gilmore chassis thing.
Yeah.
I think that's a huge piece of his puzzle. But
100%.
they were like, is this, is there something that this bike doesn't have around the whole track, or is this bike the whole package? Whereas like the Cowie was maybe good in certain areas,
Yeah.
and he was like, no, this is the best all-around motorcycle I've ever been on.
Yeah. Well, he's like, dude, it's got ridiculous power where you need it.
Yeah,
Which
well,
is
that's all
awesome.
ECU stuff.
I know, but still.
But like chassis-wise, like, yeah, the thing looks good. He's flicking it around, and he looks really damn good. But I still don't think 17-0. I still don't think 17-0. I'm sorry.
Well, you all are going to eat my nuts at the end of the year when fucking he's 17-0.
Yeah, if he goes 17-0, he's retiring.
Probably.
He better
They should.
retire, yeah.
Because there's no way you're getting better than that. All right, second place. So Cooper Webb goes back-to-back second places. And Webb
Is back.
is back.
He's back.
Yep.
It's confirmed.
Yes. So he's he definitely isn't super stoked right now about getting second place.
He wants to win.
Yeah, he does. And that bike is definitely a lot better. But I don't know, man. It's going to be hard. Even last night, dude, like, I thought he had a shot. Of course,
Yeah, remember Webb's title years, though? He didn't
Yeah.
start winning until we went east.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Eli gets better when we go east, too.
I don't know, man.
So, like, I don't know. But I do think if, like, he's one of them that can challenge for a win before the end of the year.
Oh, we already did last night.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
Didn't he, like, go up and rub Tomac at one point last night, too, or something?
Like rub him on the back, or
No.
what are you talking about?
Like in a corner. Didn't he go up and make some contact or something?
I don't know. Webb's really good about like showing a fender and like letting those guys know he's there.
Yeah, I don't know. He's definitely back, and hopefully, as much as I want to be right about the 17-0, hopefully he does get a win or something here, so that way it kind of. He even said on the podium that he wants to get a win to get that first one off the back here for the year, but I don't know if it's going to happen right now with the way Tomac's riding.
I don't know, man. I think it's coming sooner than you think.
Third place.
Okay, whatever. We'll just move on. Go ahead.
Controversy here.
Oh my god, dude.
Like I said, Justin Barcia, and all respect to Justin Barcia, and I don't really have a problem with him, but he's a fucking moron when he puts that helmet on.
Yeah, like you watch the BAM TV things were a good look for him off the track. Like
the BAM TVs are funny.
It's funny that dude is. I mean, you can definitely tell his personality translate to his riding because he's a fucking crackhead.
Yeah.
But, dude, oh my god, the interview is embarrassing. The way he tries to backpedal and cover stuff up, he's not good at it.
Nope.
If you were good at bullshitting, then it'd be one thing, but he sucks at it.
Yep.
The press conference thing was not a good look either.
No.
If you listen to that, that is not a good look.
Yep.
I do gotta laugh at it. It's like or whatever. It was kind of mixed in with his balls dropping and his wife's accent, or I don't know. It was like a whole mix of shit.
Yeah.
But he was like, "You use profanity with me." Like, shut up, dude.
Barcia.
I mean, yeah, respect the hell out of him as a rider. Damn good rider.
Yeah.
Contract year, he's riding really well.
Yep.
Yeah. That seems to be Justin Barcia's MO is if it's a contract year, he's going to ride a lot better. So
he'll probably win some motos outdoors this year because it's a contract year and he doesn't want to be done yet.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you ignore all the other bullshit around him, Barcia rode really well last night. And I don't know if he was actually going fast and had Kenny on the ropes or if Kenny just didn't want to, be the balloon getting poked by the porcupine.
Yeah, no, Kenny just didn't want none. That's all there was to it. I
Yeah.
think honestly, Kenny probably had more pace than him, but Kenny didn't. Like Kenny went up there, tried to get by him, figured out he couldn't run away. That track last night was super interesting because I thought it was going to race really well, and it didn't.
Not a lot of passing.
No, I thought there would be with all the bull corners, but there was not. It was almost too basic. They kept saying how busy it was, and it was, but it was so basic busy that it didn't separate anywhere. So.
Yeah, how about the Snapdragon's back?
Yeah, Snapdragon's back.
Yeah, the other thing too is, well, I guess we'll get to that section, but we'll get there in a second.
Yeah.
Kenny, dude, that's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, he was fourth, and that definitely looked better-ish. I go with better-ish.
Yeah, so the time that Kenny has had testing that bike, I think that was an awesome step in the right direction. And then being overseas on factory connection suspension, I think it was pretty cool that they were able to have the flexibility to put him back on factory connection forks, the fuel that he liked. And I also noticed that the stock triple clamps were back on that bike. So,
were you surprised though, like in that heat race, how fast he sprinted away and then got caught? Because that kind of made me go, "Ooh, that's not a great."
That fade was, I didn't like that high top fade.
No, that was bad.
That was not good. But in the main, you didn't see it.
Yeah.
So I'm super confused. I don't know if maybe he took his, took the pills with no label on them or what. No, we're not gonna go there. But I mean, they must have figured something out for the main. I don't know if they made a quick change or something like that, because I think Kenny's at the point where if he's not comfortable, kind of like Tomac, he ain't going to go fast. So, I mean, if anybody needed that week off, it was Kenny.
Yes.
So that was...
Well, there was a number of guys that needed that week off.
Yeah, but that was a real good step in the right direction for Kent Roxon and the Suzuki.
Yep.
And how about on the Suzuki... Did you see the video of him down in the whoops, kicking the shit out of the bike and couldn't get it started?
No.
Yeah,
no,
so there's a video of him just kicking the shit out of that bike and could not get it started. And then there's the McElrath on the side of in the LCQ or in the heat race, just kicking the shit out of it, and A-Ray
can't get it started. Yep.
Oh, Suzuki.
I got to give it to Kenny. He's really leaning into the kickstart thing. Like,
dude,
butt patch last night was just kick it.
Whole shot for kickstart, Kenny.
Yeah. Even the announcers are getting into it, man.
I like it. You know what I want? I want to go to the race, and I want to talk to his mechanic, and at the end of the night, I want to be like, Can I have the Kickstarter? I want to frame it.
Yeah, that would be sweet.
I want it. I want a Kickstarter.
And he put up that post of literally just the Kickstarter and was like, yeah, some bling for the bike for this weekend or something.
I love
it was all
it. I think
polished.
it's hilarious.
Dude, he's really leaning into it, and it's great.
I think
so.
it is good.
All right, so 5th place, Chase Sexton here. He had a weird night.
Ooh, I mean, for the night he had, he came out pretty good.
He so what he said is he tried to double out the whoops there and just got a kick. Because he's like, dude, I was straight as an arrow going next to Colt through those whoops. He's like, then I go to double out. Next thing I know, I'm sideways, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Did you see the same weed show thing I saw?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that dude, Plessinger fucking just clobbered that bike. That gas tank was done.
That's another thing I want for the wall.
Yeah, I was going to say, can we have that for the wall?
Can I
Because
have
that
the
would be
gas
sweet.
tank?
When he picked that up and they were like, and Ricky's like, holy shit, look at the gas coming out of that. And then they're like, are you sure it's gas, not coolant? No, that's gas.
Gas. Yeah.
Yeah, it was wild because you usually can't see that stuff on TV, and man, that shit was everywhere.
Yeah, I got to give it to Chase Sexton. That dude is taking some hits to the ground, and somehow his body is strong enough. Like, it looked like his knee should have been forward.
That knee was terribly bent.
Yeah, his knee should have been Fortnered in
Yes.
that crash, and he took a Mike Tyson from the Renthal right to the... That dude's face is taking some hits, dude.
Yeah. Were you hoping like I was that he was going to pass Kenny and get to Barsha and see what happened?
That's what I wanted to bring up to you. Do you
Yeah.
think he would have gave him some sauce?
I don't know, man. I hope so.
Yeah.
Because that
He
would have
seemed
made
a little
things
upset in that interview.
Yeah, he wasn't super stoked on that, and I don't blame him. I wouldn't be
wouldn't
either. Like that
You're
wasn't
2
like
laps in.
that wasn't like a great move. Like it was a move, and I don't think it was terrible. He didn't legitimately like T-bone him. He like slid into him, but it still wasn't
Did
great.
the classic wave.
Yeah. Well, we're friends, and so I like when I did that, I was like, "Oh, sorry." That's why I like waved. I'm like, "Shut the fuck up."
You're an idiot.
Yeah,
you sound like an idiot. He needs a PR makeover.
He does.
But
So-
no, I was hoping he would get up there because I think it would have been a little interesting to see how that played out.
Yeah.
But he
It
just-
has been
he
a
just
couple
kinda
weeks of
settled.
struggles here for Sexton.
Yeah.
It hasn't been like prime time like outdoors was.
And that whoop section crash, I don't think is going to be good on the mental. That was his biggest issue anyway. Was he could not predict the bike through the whoops. And he
Yeah.
was doing weird hops. And lo and behold, that bike did what he said they
They'd
thought was
fixed.
fixed. Yeah. So
If it happens again, we could start seeing a deterioration of the Sexton going on here.
he'll be thinking orange.
Yeah. Well, he's already like that's from
bet-
what I know, that's done. The letter of intent is signed, sealed, delivered, and they're hammering out contract negotiations here.
I bet that's a fat contract.
100%.
How big do you think that one is?
He's probably getting I don't know cuz he hasn't won a title.
Yeah.
Like he's like
He's probably got a really good title bonus, like kicker in there.
yeah, he's got to be doing a mil 5 a year.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a hot property, but again, he has not won a title since the 250s.
He hasn't really won a lot of 450 indoor races. In
No.
Supercross.
So I don't know. We'll see. All right, next up, Dylan Ferrandis, 6th. He is. This is where I see him slotting in.
Well-
3 to 9.
Better than what he was.
Yeah,
So just get to outdoors, Dylan.
he's been getting better starts. I will say that they have been better.
Yeah, it's very early to talk about this, but I can't wait to see Ferrandis at like Atlanta, Daytona, or whatever.
Yeah.
Because if he comes out swinging outdoors and
Mm-hmm.
then does that 3-race super motocross hybrid thing, he's gonna be dangerous.
Yep.
He's gonna be Dylan Dangerous Danger.
Dylan
Zone.
Danger Zone
Yeah.
right there. We may have to bring the shirt back just for those races.
Yeah.
So, all right, Jason Anderson, rough night.
Again.
7th place, and looked good in that main. And then we haven't seen. Have you seen a video of the crash?
Yeah, I'm wondering if he landed or maybe came up a little short or if he clipped that hay bale on the inside. Or
Yeah, I don't know because they were 3 in that, and there's a lot of things that could have happened there to end up with him on the ground.
Well,
right
they'll
there.
probably have a crystal clear video on the broadcast.
Crystal
next week,
clear.
that we just never see.
on the intro for the broadcast next week that nobody's seen.
So how about the tweet? Thoughts on the tweet?
I mean, how many people are out there going, you should be focusing on your racing, not tweeting between it? So I don't know, man. I don't blame him. Like to me, it was fine because he didn't just throw it all on Barsha. He's like, look, neither one of us have room to talk, but you really don't have any room to talk. And here's my thing. Barsha's running around saying that like he didn't say anything. So like Jason just made this up
Out of thin air.
out of thin air that like you were talking shit after that because I 100% could see you talking shit after that. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe by the time this show goes on the internet, maybe there'll be a rebuttal post from Anderson or something. But that tweet got pulled down.
Yeah, he has taken it down.
However, I have a screenshot of it, like probably 50 million other people, and it was
Yeah.
on the broadcast.
It was on the broadcast, which I thought was awesome.
Oh, I thought it was great.
I have to
thought it
give
was
credit where credit's due. They put that on national TV.
And yeah, they bleeped it out or whatever.
Yeah.
But spicy.
Dude, it was very spicy. Like,
That gets people talking, though.
That's the, oh man, we'll get into that in a little bit when we talk about that Astafin thing. But yeah, so yeah, that was, to me, that was awesome.
Yeah.
So, all right, next up, 8th place, AC, and this is the kind, we're just keeping.
Hey, I liked it. I was thinking about this too. The ayahuasca did him good.
FFL, bro. FFL.
Did you pick him?
No.
Oh.
Absolutely not.
See, this is another thing that I'd really like to ask him about that, the ayahuasca trip. I don't know if he'd ever come out and talk
I don't
about
think
it.
he wants to talk about that right now. From what people have said, he does not want to talk about it right now.
Okay, well, whatever it is, I think it's done well for him.
Astafin went and did it with him, I think.
Really?
Yeah, because Astafin talks about it on his podcast too.
Really?
Yeah, which I'm like,
I got to listen to that.
okay, so, well, dude, as soon as that came up, I was like, click, here we go. But yeah, but I do think it did him well because here we are. Like I said in the preseason, just do all the laps.
Yeah, but
which is what we're doing.
And the thing is too, and I don't know if this is athletes can play the media. I don't know if he sat Ricky down and some of those guys down and was like, hey, like this is what my narrative is, and this is what I want you guys to talk about on TV, because Ricky mentioned it quite a few times, like he just wants to get better, like that's all he needs to do, and Ricky really backed him up on the broadcast. So,
yeah.
I like it, man. I think this is a good approach for him, and he really needs to just get through a season. And
there are glimmers of the speed, so the speed's still there.
Yeah, I mean, running up front for 4 or 5 laps.
Yeah.
I mean, that ain't nothing to.
No, to me, this is perfect.
That's
For him, this is perfect.
That's nothing to shake a barsha at.
Finish the laps, stay in the top 10. We're good.
Yeah, nothing to shake a stick at.
The top 10s are better than sitting in the trailer
And leading some laps, dude.
Yeah.
Like, so.
Yep.
Yeah, continue doing what you're doing, AC. You're probably never going to hear me say this, but...
everybody watches this show.
Yeah,
To be
I like what
honest
you're
with you, there are way more people that know about us than anticipated.
than what we think. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and a lot of people have actually reached out and said, hey, like, I actually like listening to the show. So it's like really cool when people reach out. I like that.
Yeah.
So it's fulfilling.
All right, 9th place, AP. This is another guy that just needs to do all the laps.
Yeah.
And like,
I think he was a little beat up from that crash.
Oh, yeah. Well, you saw him hobbling around, and when he started hobbling, I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Here we go. So, no, super pumped that he did get up from that, finished that race, got in, and then, just a solid night for him as far as I can tell. So,
What, 7th? 6th?
9th.
9th?
Yeah.
Okay, top 10.
Top 10. Like I said, same deal. Just finish the laps, bro. Just finish the laps.
Yep.
So,
10th, Joey Savacci. 2
Joey
weeks in a row.
Savacci. Did you notice? We've been positive on the broadcast. Let's be a little negative here.
Oh, boy.
Did you notice when they talked about Rick Ware Racing? There was no mention of a WSX team. There was only the Super Motocross team, which he really isn't doing Super Motocross. He's literally just putting a
doing it
semi
just to put Savacci.
on the track for 8 rounds. Like, oh, God. I just...
You know, that is funny when you think about it. Rick Ware is the only reason he's in Supercross is because of World Supercross, and the only reason he's in Super Motocross is because of World Supercross, because Joey Savacci needs support.
Yeah.
And they don't even mention it.
100%. Yeah, of course they don't. Of course they don't.
They took it and claimed it, just like they're claiming the World Supercross.
Oh,
thing.
yeah. So, but, you
Don't
know,
like that. I don't like that.
This is another thing with Joey. He's another one. Like, we've had 3 in a row now. Just finish all the laps, and that's what he's doing. We're top 10 2 weeks in a row here.
Making some good racing, dude.
Yeah, I'm all right with it. Now we're getting to somebody here that I'm a little bit like, ooh, is this going to get better, or are we just fucked 8 ways to never?
Well, you guys better talk about vlogging cameras then.
Christian Craig, 11th, so it's better than last week, or 2 weeks ago.
My button's kind of out.
And 2 weeks ago, we had the crash in practice, threw the whole day off.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened last night?
I don't think he likes that bike.
We have had this or maybe it was over the summer or whatever when he signed with.
Maybe adjusted
Yeah.
thing, but I don't think that bike would work for him.
Yeah, we had that conversation about how we knew that bike was struggling last year with whoops and stuff, and
This is a guy that's been on an aluminum frame bike his whole life.
yeah. But then here's the other thing too. He's also at the Baker's factory. Is that playing a role here too?
You think he needs a steak?
I don't know.
Christian Craig needs a steak.
Let me tell you what. We'll get to Mookie and we'll talk about the steak thing. I don't know. This isn't great because I would have slotted him more in the top 10 here than what we've been. And I'll give you the crash 2 weeks ago. I'll give that to you.
Yeah.
And we'll see. But if in the next couple weeks he doesn't start cracking the top 10, the panic button's coming out for sure. Because this isn't good.
There was kind of some hype around him in the offseason.
Yeah.
Like, hey, he's going to be pretty good. And I
Low-key.
haven't seen it.
No. And then again, too, we're all basing a lot of this off of what he did in 250s and 450 outdoors. 450 indoors are completely different animals. Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll see.
Hey, but the thing is he's got a 2-year deal.
Yep.
So
he's got time to work it out. 12th place, Colt Nichols.
Colt Nichols, good looking dude.
Good looking guy.
No, you know what else was good looking? Colt Nichols' helmet. That thing was badass with the gold leaf in it and stuff. I really miss custom helmets in Supercross, and yeah, I really liked that. They had it on the broadcast, and then the O'Neill gear, like, kind of swaggy with it, and the starts.
Yeah, so he gets good starts.
Starts are there.
And then we fade. So my thing is it a in shape fade, like a cardio fade, or is it literally just a talent fade at this point because he's been off for so long?
All the laps.
Okay, I mean,
think he's just doing the laps too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he has any expectations with Honda.
No,
I think he's seated in to Honda next year too for Supercross. Like, even though he's only got a 1-year Supercross only deal here, I 100% believe that he is already either in talks or
because he's a good fucking dude.
Has it signed of like, hey, you can do Supercross for us next year also. Yeah. And to be honest, he runs the bike setup the same as Chase, which
pretty similar, right?
Yeah, which to me then, do they keep him on for outdoors just to do testing for Chase?
Yeah,
because we know Chase is an animal outdoors now.
Take him to KTM.
I don't know
for a test rider. You think he's a test rider over at KTM?
I don't know about that. That'd be interesting if he did. If it flowed that way.
Just see how tight that relationship really is.
I'm not starting that yet, but but it would very much not surprise me if he was test riding Hondas all summer, even if he's not racing.
Yeah. And
then, like I said, with Supercross only, because we all know next year Jet is going to be the 450 dude there, and there isn't another one because Hunter isn't moving to 450 till 25. Yeah, 24 outdoors, 25 indoors. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, so I think he's got a pretty safe seat there for the next 24 months. Yeah. So, Justin Hill, saw him boxing the barrier behind the thing again, 13th.
Yeah, he saved my fantasy team. Are you still shitting on him?
Yep.
13th is pretty good for taking 2, 3, 4 years off.
Moving on, Dean Wilson, 14th.
Listen, no, we ain't moving on because you don't want to admit that you got to respect it.
Okay.
Take 3 years off and jump in at the highest level and go top 15.
Sure.
Okay, whatever.
Dungy was off for 6 years.
Yeah, he didn't race Supercross, though.
And he was almost winning races.
He's outdoors.
Doesn't matter.
Whatever.
Same.
Whatever.
Same. All right, Dean Wilson, 14th. That's pretty much, I mean, this is right where we're seeing Dean. So, Dean's Dean. All right, here we go. Stu, 15th.
I really wish I would have had him for the Triple Crown next weekend in fantasy.
So, let me ask you this. Yeah, me too. I'm fucked on that too.
Yeah.
You said he needs to eat a steak. I'm here to tell you, I looked pretty closely when he was sitting on that bike. He doesn't look like he needs a steak.
No.
He looks like he's pulling a Ricky and stopping it in and out when Alden's not around. Like,
you think?
I don't know, man. Maybe it was just the chest protector, but man, that was a low chest protector.
Wait, are we talking man boobs or are we talking Buddha?
No, I'm talking a little Buddha, like, it looked like me.
Like a Buddha belly.
Yeah. Which, don't get me wrong.
Maybe Eldon listened and gave him a steak.
Don't get me wrong. I think that's great because going through 17 rounds of Supercross and then 11 rounds of
need a little
outdoors
bit of
and
body
stuff.
fat to
Yeah,
pull some
you need
energy
that to burn off as you go throughout the season here. So heat race Mookie speed is back.
That was impressive.
That was an impressive heat race.
Yes.
Very impressive. But we're seeing the speed again, and the consistency's out the window.
It's very Stu-esque.
Yes.
Very similar to James.
Yes. It's
Yeah.
which who knows what the hell happened last night. Okay. I mean, this is 2 races in a row actually. We're like, who knows what the hell happened. You get a false neutral at A1 and just completely wad your shit into the ground. And then last night you jump and land on a tough block kind of in a rhythm section that was an easy one too. It wasn't like you were doing the big quad or anything. It was like a 3-3 rhythm section.
It was just off.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. There's speed there now. We're back to their speed.
Do we see a win now?
James is real high on him winning. James speaks
He
about
might
it
be
a lot.
biased. He might be a little biased.
I don't know. He seems pretty real most of the time. But at the same time, I'm like, James, as much as I respect James Stewart, I don't know that I have the faith that that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, look at when he has that speed to go do that, look at what's happened.
Yeah.
You know, we're hitting false neutrals. We're jumping onto tough blocks. Like, maybe he pulls one out. There's speed there to do it, but I don't know.
If there's any chance to win, it would have been A1, and I don't really know what happened there.
Yeah, so, all right, so Shane made it in, kickstarting it too, 16th. Chiz made it in, kickstarting it also, 17th.
Dude, how many? That's the manufacturer with the most bikes in the main?
3, man, 3, yeah.
Three Suzukis, dude.
Josh Cartwright, 18th. Freddie Norton, 19th.
Yeah. Good for Cartwright sneaking it in there.
Yeah. Starling, 20th. A-Ray 21st, and John Short 22nd. There we go.
Some guys in there I didn't expect.
Yep.
So I had my other fantasy team, my Send It account.
Yeah.
I had Clayson and Josh Hill on it, and they were both battling for the transfer spot. And then I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, Clayson's in. I'll take some points.
And then he goes over
and
the berm.
then he just like decides that he doesn't have a rear brake.
Yeah. Yeah, that was wild.
Did you just see him just sit on the back and just stare off into the sunset?
I mean, I don't blame him.
Is he fast in practice?
I don't remember. Honestly, I wasn't keeping tabs on him, so I don't know.
Well,
he
he might look good next week.
I have a limited amount of brain power to keep tabs on people, so there are certain privateers I'm doing, mostly what's on my fantasy team already, and Kev, and then the rest of it's kind of out the window.
Have you talked to Kev at all?
I have not.
I don't think he's in a good mind state.
I don't want to talk to him right now.
Yeah, what?
That didn't go great.
It did
yesterday.
not go great. Was he just?
I don't
off,
know. I need to talk to him because I want to see what the deal is with that second practice and stuff. But yeah, I didn't even with doing the early show and stuff. I was like, I'm not even gonna hit him up for today. So, all right.
Did you let him know that?
No.
We'll just be like, hey, Kev, we did an early show today, but I just wanted to check in with you.
Yeah, I'll probably call him like later or tomorrow or something and see what he says. So, should we go to 250s or should we do a rant?
Let's break it up with a rant.
Okay. Holster Co. 450 recap was brought to you by Gutterworks. One more time. Thank you to Gutterworks. We appreciate your support.
Yeah, keep your
link in the description.
Keep your water flowing.
Keep the water flowing. All right, Holster Co. reload rant here.
Oh boy.
So, which actually this works perfect because
I don't think I have one. I didn't come loaded up.
Okay, so I have mentioned several times already that I listened to the Astafin podcast with Jace there. Okay. And Astafin is breaking down fixing the sport. And now, if you want to talk about anybody who has the credentials to talk about fixing Supercross, Steve is one of them. Because Steve was one of the people, when Feld bought Supercross, that looked at buying it too.
Oh, yeah, and Monster Jam was going to be a package deal.
Yes,
right?
that is why he didn't buy it, because he didn't want the monster trucks. However, he has seen behind the curtain all the financials that Feld doesn't put out there that we don't want to see. He has seen all of that. He knows the money that makes.
He mentions this.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
He had another, what did he say? $5 million that
he could have
slotted to pay off to pay riders, and he was still going to make money.
Yeah, not a good look for Feld.
Not a good look at all. He goes hard on that podcast about merchandising, sponsorships, all that kind of shit.
Oh.
It's a great listen.
I can't wait.
It's a great listen. Now, here's some things that triggered in my mind. So we've all talked about we need a Netflix series, essentially, right? PGA's got one. Formula One's got one. Tennis fucking has one, okay? We need this. And I'm thinking, because everybody's like, oh, we're such a niche sport, okay? Formula One in the U.S., prior to the Drive to Survive series, was a fucking niche sport in the U.S.
Yeah.
You had a niche group of people that really were into it. Everybody else was into NASCAR, okay? Now Formula One is moving their corporate offices to Vegas. Why? Because it's not, and let me tell you this, it's not the racing. The racing's fucking boring. I don't know how many Formula One races you watch. It's fucking terrible. Okay.
I watch the highlights.
There is exactly. I can watch a 7-minute highlight video, and that tells me everything I need to know about the race because the racing is fucking boring. It's not like these guys are going wheel to wheel passing every single corner of every single lap.
It's all strategy.
Being there in person, from what I understand,
probably badass.
is fucking boring.
Oh.
Okay. Have you ever been to a road course?
Yeah. Gingerman.
Have you ever been to a real road course?
Well, I know where you're going with this because the time attack was boring, but the drifting was sick.
Okay. But you can't see anything other than the corner you're looking at.
Yeah.
I had a buddy who just went to Circuit of the Americas for the Formula One race. And he told me, he's like, honestly, I wouldn't go back. On top of there's 500,000 fucking people there, so you can't get anywhere or do anything or whatever. All you see is the corner. And he's like, the speed-wise, he's like, you really don't see the speed. He's like, you see the braking's cool and the sounds it makes when they brake. But he's like, you see them coming in, you hear the braking noises, they take the corner, and then they're gone. And that's it. That's all you see. So like I said, the in-person viewing's boring. It's not great. The TV viewing is boring. It's not great. So why the fuck can we not take our sport where, number one, I can go to a stadium, I can sit second level or even top of the lower bowl and see literally the entire track. Literally. I'll give you outdoors. Outdoors is the same as a fucking road course. You can't see the whole thing. No problem. That's fine. That's a completely other animal. You know how I feel about outdoors. We'll just push that to the side. We're talking Supercross only. Supercross, I can go to the stadium, sit there, and watch that whole fucking track. I can watch Jason Anderson and Eli Tomac literally battle corner for corner the entire race, which I cannot do with Formula One. On top of that, you watch it on TV. There are races last night. Not the most exciting race. Wasn't a lot of battling and passing. Whatever. But for the most part, it's usually pretty good. They can find a battle on the track or something. It's ridiculous that we can't. Aspen talks about we're marketing to the same fucking people all the time. That's what we're doing. That's our problem. We're not marketing to new fans, and we're not building a story. Okay, look at BAM TV. Mm-hmm. You take BAM TV, you mix that with the Craig vlog, you mix that
put them
with
all in one episode.
Kev's vlog, you mix that with whatever else, the Lawrence Brothers Red Bull thing, and you put that in a TV show, and it's money. And then dude, look at the fucking Haas team in Formula One. Everybody knows who those guys are.
They don't win a damn thing.
They don't win a damn thing. They are literally the farthest down on the grid. Nobody even makes it. It's like the privateer pits where they're at. But do you want to know why everybody cares? Because you build a story in this fucking show around this team and these drivers. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous that we cannot do this. This right here would help fix the sport. And even if you don't sell it to Netflix. We have a fucking deal with NBC. NBC, we're on Peacock. Put it on Peacock. Like, it's no problem.
SMX, I will give SMX this, is they had some of the vlogs and behind the scenes stuff on YouTube.
Okay.
Have you seen some of those?
Yes. I watched one of them. I haven't watched a whole bunch of that
Step
stuff.
in the right direction. However, with Astafin and Roxanne and World Supercross, I think there's a blank slate there that those two are a part of.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's just he laid it out, and there's no one, in my opinion, better to lay it out because he's seen the numbers to be like, this can be done. but like no one's making the investment and no one's pushing it. There are steps that are going in the right direction, but there's bigger steps that are super easy. You just have to open the checkbook
and do it.
Yeah, which to me, being a business owner, I spend money all the time I don't have, but I know that step is going to grow the business.
But so you got to figure out how to use debt. Like, look at Apple.
Yeah.
They don't have any cash flow. It's all debt.
Actually, Apple has a shit ton of cash.
Well, they got a lot of debt, too, though.
They're not as debt heavy as other companies.
Yeah, but I've seen big companies that rely on debt so they don't have to pay the tax on it.
Yes. Yes. So it's like for a few $1,000,000, you could produce this series, and we already have the guy. As Aspen said, you've got those Red Bull guys. What's his name?
Verstappen.
No. The guys that do all the Red Bull video series for the sport.
Oh, Wes Williams.
Yes.
Yeah.
They've been at what's it called? Loretta's for 23 years. Can you imagine the library of footage we have of these guys, of Eli Tomac?
Yeah. They got burb shit.
So it's like you have all of this library to go back to make this series literally great. And build stories around these guys. And then, rising tide raises all boats. And then on top of that, you have to go into the sponsorship side of things, which is sponsoring the series for sponsoring a team.
There's value in, like, Haas.
Yeah. Oh,
because people like them, they're going to sponsor them.
This is another point that Steve made on this podcast. It's not a package deal. So what should happen is it should be like what's it called? Like World Supercross is doing. The series should own all the teams. Then what happens is they go to, say, T-Mobile, okay? And they say, T-Mobile, you can write us a check for this much, and you're going to have this many riders who will be promo for you or whatever. It'll be on this team.
Yeah, you got to lay a package out. There's no framework.
It's too, what was the word Steve used? It's too scattered.
Yeah, there's no framework for nothing. Like, he used an example on Pulp, I think, one time. When you go to sponsor an NBA team.
Yes, you sponsor the team. And,
you're getting this, and this with your sponsorship.
You're getting these players. You're getting this in the jersey. You're getting this in the stadium. Yeah, he covered all that in the show. And he even said back in the... when was it? Early 2000s or something with the action sports things, X Games and stuff. He had T-Mobile. He used them as an example. And they were, writing millions of dollars of checks to athletes and this and that. And then like the next year, boom, like it just dried up. And he was like, what happened? Like, what did we do wrong? And they were like, dude, it's too fragmented. It's literally too fragmented. I got to know, okay, I got to write this check to this person. I got to write this check to the X Games. I got to write this check over here to this.
Too much work.
Yeah. We just want one thing, like, hey, we're going to sponsor Supercross. Here's a check. It gets distributed out. Mm-hmm. And this is where I think Feld is missing the mark. Like, Feld should be doing it because right now what you have, and we've talked about this at length, at nauseum. It's
not Feld. It's anything. Lucas Oil Pro Motocross should have been doing it.
It's just...
And World Supercross will do it.
Yeah. Yeah, World Supercross will definitely do it. World Supercross is gonna do this. Steve said he's talked to them about this different stuff and whatever.
And maybe it forces a hand on these guys to step up. It seems like they've been trying to answer.
The thing I don't understand is how Feld doesn't see it. They own all the monster trucks.
I don't think they've never had any competition.
Like they do the same. Like they literally do this with monster trucks.
When have they ever had competition?
I know that's a true statement too. But I'm just saying they own all the monster trucks. They do this. They get a check. They put it out. It's on this truck, this driver, this stadium.
They own the monster trucks. They own the names, everything.
Yeah, I know. But that's what I'm saying is when they sell a sponsorship like the Monster Energy monster truck, they sell that to Monsters. Hey, you're going to get this many races. You're going to get this truck, this driver, whatever, So again, why do they not carry that over to Supercross? They could do the same fucking thing. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. But I think the competition thing is going to force their hand.
I think so too.
And people like Steve actually speaking out about this.
Oh, yeah. That podcast is good, and it's going to blow some stuff up. 3.5 hours.
Oh,
it's pretty good, yeah. So, and it'll...
Did he mention the Stewart Reebok deal at all?
I don't think he talked about that.
Yeah, because he was... Reebok wanted to come in and sponsor Stu at one time, and he went to Pete Fox with it, and Pete Fox was like, I can't fucking touch that.
Yeah, I've heard that before
Yeah.
in one of the interviews he's done, but yeah.
Or hang on, or another thing with Stu contracts. Do you hear about the Monster stock one?
no.
So when they were trying to get the one with J-Law's agent.
Yeah.
And how he turned Hansen's energy into Monster Energy and brought it into the sport.
Okay.
Listen to that one. It's really good. And then it's Scott Sepkovic.
Oh, okay.
And he kind of tells the story about Lawrence being out till 6 a.m. and still going a second a lap faster. At
Did he
Daytona
do
that
one?
year.
Did he do one with Jace too?
No, Pulp.
Oh,
It
okay.
was Steve. And yeah, he was telling about Lawrence running from the cops on pit bikes and just all kinds of crazy shit. Anyway, he said they tried to get Stu from when that Red Bull Monster deal went down. And they offered Stu stock options that would be worth hundreds of millions of dollars to this day. And
Yep.
he didn't take it. And they were talking about there's multimillionaires walking the pits right now to this day because they got in on Monster at the ground floor. Like they knew it was coming. So.
Yep.
But Stu, went Red Bull instead of those stock options. If he would have went stock options, he'd have a shit ton of money.
Yep.
And that's another thing that I don't think a lot of people think about when negotiating contracts and stuff. Stock options.
Yeah.
How many companies? How many companies are in our sport that even are publicly traded?
Yeah.
None. But if you bring in some companies like that, they could leverage that.
Yeah.
So.
Did you hear the Alden interview on Pulp last week? And somebody asked him like, "Oh, you got any good Stu stories?" And then he was like, I don't know, not really. And then Steve was like, was there ever a time that he like didn't show up for training? He goes, well, there was one day.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm sitting there waiting and he doesn't show up and I call him. I'm like, hey mate, where you at? And he's like, look, man, I'll be honest with you. I'm just not feeling it today. I'm on my way to Miami. I'll see you tomorrow. So, all right. Holster Co rant over. I want
a bit of a long one, but
I want to fix the sport. I would really I need to talk to Jace some more about like how much money do we really need to make one of these things happen?
Hey, I'm all about raising money. You want to know what I want in the local community?
What?
If anybody out there knows or wants to invest, and tell me what you think.
Okay.
So we live out here in the sticks, right?
Yep.
Where's your closest gas station? You're a little different than me.
2 miles down the road.
Okay. For me, I got to go all the way into Galesburg.
Yep.
Or I got to go all the way into exit 92.
Okay.
10, 15-minute drive each way.
Yep.
I want to put a gas station in Climax.
Okay.
Or small towns around the country. We could franchise this. I'm thinking
boy.
big here.
Oh boy.
Small towns, population less than 2,000 everywhere or whatever.
Okay.
2 pumps only. You got a diesel pump and a normal pump.
Okay.
You got your grocery part of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Chumps. You only got 2 pumps.
I'll be honest.
The slogan is 2 pumps is all you need. You want to invest in my gas station?
I don't know about that right now. I'm gonna need to see some numbers here.
Well, I need to get the numbers down, but is the concept's there?
I mean, maybe. I need to see some. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad concept.
Small town gas stations only. You want to franchise it out, your population has to be less than 5,000.
Oh boy. All right. Well, maybe. I don't know.
Kind of what I'm getting.
I understand.
Hey, you need anything? I'm going by Chumps on the way home. You want me to grab some beer up at Chumps?
All right, we got to move on here.
Or you want me to drive 20 minutes and lose my buzz to get some beer?
All right.
Or actually, don't drive.
Don't drive the lawnmower there.
No, you could get popped for that, too.
I know. All right, let's move on here. Let's wrap up these 250s here because I got to go soon. So, all right, 250 race recap. I do like the idea. Put some numbers on it.
Thinking about it now.
Put some numbers on a paper and call me, okay?
Okay.
Have your people call my people.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I got some people out there, too.
Okay.
I'm just, I'm trying to rally up the troops here.
Okay.
And I'm thinking about maybe getting the local liquor store guy.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have to pay tax because of the
Oh, boy. Here we go. All right, moving on. 250 race review brought to you by our friends at JT Cycle. JT Cycle BC with on Instagram. They have Kawasaki, Suzuki, Husky, Gas, and all sorts of lawn
The new
equipment.
bike is confirmed.
What new bike?
Triumph.
Oh,
Coming to JT Cycle.
hell yeah. That's good.
The bike is aluminum framed.
Interesting. So it's
KY
not a KTM knockoff.
KYB component.
Interesting. All right. Okay, so getting into this here, make sure to check them out. Links in the description down below. Again, on Instagram, JT Cycle BC. So, What is more likely? Tomac 17-0 or Jet 9-0?
Jet 9-0, fucking all day.
Okay, all right. He is so focused on 450s that he's not trying.
However, he does have a goal to motivate himself. You know what it is?
What?
To go undefeated.
Did he say that last night or in the press conference or something?
No, that maybe Lee Diffie's talking out of his ass, the Diffmeister, but it's like the goal is to go undefeated.
I mean, it's looking
He
good.
looked pretty fucking good, dude.
That crash in the fucking practice was
what I think it was is it looked like he was about to get landed on, so he just kind of burped the throttle because it was Styles or somebody was tripling into the corner and about landed on him, so he burped the throttle to get the fuck out of there.
I don't know. That's not what he said. He said that he thought he was going to come up, and if you watch it, it does make sense. He said he thought he was going to come up short on that double or triple, whatever it was, before that last jump into the corner. So when he did that, he leaned back and hit the throttle, so that way he would kind of pull it out. And then when he did that, he didn't come up short, which is what happened. And then of course he was on the throttle with his weight back, so then he's just like, oh shit, there was nothing, he wasn't clanking it, and so then all of a sudden it just took off from underneath him.
It was goofy.
Yeah, it was. So goofy, funny thing, just shows he's, as they say on the broadcast, shows he's human. But
smooth.
He is superhuman outside of that.
He's pretty
dude.
smooth, dude.
I mean, and there was a time at the beginning of that race that I thought, oh, he's not really getting away from him. They could get him.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's just playing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and then all of a sudden it's like he saw that they got down to 1.5, and he was like, oh, I guess I should step it up. And he only won by 3.6, so not dominating, but it was never in question.
Yeah, I think he's bumping her down to 90% and running it. So.
As Stu says, he is so focused. He's 5 steps ahead of where he's at right now. That right now it doesn't even, he's just on autopilot.
Yeah.
So
he
I could see 9-0 pretty easy.
Yeah, the only guy I think that could beat him is probably RJ. It wouldn't be a straight up thing.
No,
I don't think anybody could beat him mano.
No, I don't think so
because
either.
he's smart with racecraft too.
He is, and I mean, you look at last night. He just turned it up when he wanted to turn it up. When he wanted to get a 3-second gap, he turned it up, went 3 seconds, and not. I mean, they said this in the practice broadcast too. He's going fast, and he didn't even look like he was pushing it.
Yeah, I've been kind of on the I don't want to blow him thing, but I'm kind of blowing him right now because he looked pretty fucking good.
It's hard not to. Did you? You didn't listen to.
You would blow him for free.
You didn't listen to the shit show yesterday, did you?
No.
So they had Cheyenne Harmon on there, and he is not a Jet fan.
Why? Didn't give him an autograph? Fucked his chick?
We're not really sure.
I bet he fucked his girl.
I was a little surprised to hear that he was not really, because a lot of people seem to like the Lawrence brothers, even in the pits. So I don't know.
So what's the word on it?
I don't know. No one's really sure. I ask around.
I've heard. I don't know. I was playing Xbox with some guys on playing Supercross or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're from Texas, and they said Shan Harmon was a chode.
Well, that wouldn't surprise me either. So I've never met the kid, so I don't know. All right, so second place, RJ. RJ's looked smooth for 2 rounds, which is wild.
Yeah, he's kind of turned a new page. Coming from the back, dude. Like I said, looking at the lap time chart, which I had pulled up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks really good.
The bike looks good.
The bike looks a lot better. I know he was a big advocate for making big changes because he's bitching about that thing.
Yep.
And glad to see it going in a positive direction.
Does he go second place the entire year?
I don't know. Like I said, I think he might squeak a win in. All it takes is for Jet to, get a shitty start or, look at those guys bouncing 2 weeks in a row. Somebody bounced around like a pinball and been down on the start.
Yeah.
All it takes for him is to have maybe something happen in the heat and have a shitty gate pick.
Yep.
So it ain't over till it's over, man. But
no. So I heard McAdoo got arm pump last night. He's not pumped with getting third 2 weeks in a row.
No, especially getting caught late in the race like that.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I don't know if I see him having the speed to get up there and run with Jet. He's just like half a step lower. Like, he's really good.
Oh,
and I feel bad because he drew the short straw and had to race west.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know if I see him really winning a race. Second, third place all year? Yeah, I could see that, but
I could see that. Like I said, something. It's racing, man. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
All it takes is for one weirdo thing to happen, and these guys could get a win. So that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, weirdo guys that could get a win here. Enzo Lopes, 4th place.
I really wanted to win that heat bad.
He is impressive right now with his starts and his speed there.
So who is the lowest on the scrotum poll over at Star? Who's getting booted for Enzo?
That's a great question. Somebody was making that comment yesterday about that he's going to get some big money next year to go somewhere,
yeah, he's
which
going somewhere.
he has to.
Yeah.
At this point, I mean, he looks good.
And he's been hurt and stuff. This is the first year he
Yeah.
really came in full tilt.
Yep.
Without being a rookie.
Yep. Which is interesting because as good as he's been, I thought Phil would be better because Phil I thought was
Thought Phil's better than him.
well not better than him, but on the same level. So I don't know. Pierce Brown stayed out of the Brown last night. Thank God.
Yeah, I did notice his riding style's changed up a little bit. You notice he stands up a lot more than what he used to.
Yeah, I saw him do it through a corner, and I was like, that was interesting.
Yeah, I haven't seen him. He switched up his technique quite a bit.
Yeah, a lot of videos of him. We're a big Pierce Brown fan on our West
Are
Coast.
we? Or is that Bones is a big Pierce Brown fan?
I think Bones is a big Pierce Brown fan, but I mean,
Tell
I
him
don't
to
know.
stay out of the Brown.
Yeah,
Bones.
yeah. But 5th place, I thought that was a good bounce back ride for him
I thought so too.
after the way A1 went. So,
Yeah.
and he's definitely a guy too that I think has the speed here. If he gets a couple rounds underneath him, that he can kind of
He's a
start.
podium guy, for
Yeah,
sure.
working up to the podium there. I mean, he got 3rd last year, just out of nowhere. So,
He was 3rd in points last year.
yeah. So that
he was out front.
interesting.
And where did he die at last year?
I don't-
Was it?
There's so many I can't
out of
keep
that
track.
Worx section? I don't know if it was Indy or St. Louis or
Yeah.
somewhere. He was out front and just died.
Yep. All right, Styles Robertson, 6th place. Better.
So I had him on my fantasy team.
I did too.
So I was watching him closely. He
Yeah.
came from quite a ways back.
Yes.
Especially in that start. He almost died on the start. too.
Yes. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Him and
so
Kitchen.
He rode out of that somehow, and I don't know. What can he do with the start? So usually he is a good starter. So
I don't know. He doesn't have Daytona this year because he's West Coast, so he's screwed.
Yeah.
He's screwed. He is an enigma too. Of like, and here's the thing. I really want to talk to. Was it Bobby Regan who owns Star?
Yeah.
And be like, is this like a building year for you guys, or are you pissed?
Yeah, they can't expect those guys to win.
You wouldn't think so, but man, I don't know. Star has had such firepower. I don't know.
It's weird.
Oldenburg, 7th. It's right where I see him slotting in.
Yeah.
It's a good ride as far as I'm concerned for him. So, Nicoletti, 8th. That's another one that's like 6 to 9. I see the 69 being 6 to 9.
69, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's pretty good for him. Derek Kelly backs up a good ride last week with a 9th place this week, and that is
I'd be curious
again.
to see what he could do with a little bit more support.
Yeah, what is he? He's on what, AEO or AJE?
AEO.
AEO. What's with all these AEO, AJEs? They're all on Steel Frame Gang. I don't understand.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna start a gas team and
Oh, boy.
call it ABC.
Oh boy. But I mean, this
ABC
is
sponsored by Chumps.
Derek Kelly. I see him right in the top 10 all year.
Yeah, right around that area.
Yeah, so this isn't anything crazy.
Yeah, my guy that I said would be 10 to 15 qualified like shit.
Yeah.
Finished 10 to 15. His name's
Yeah.
Cole Thompson. Is he next on the list?
He's
Did he get
10th.
11?
Yes. Yep.
He got
He's
10th?
Yeah.
Fuck me. What was he, like a 5 handicap?
I don't know.
Yeah, I pulled him off my team late.
I don't know. I'm not picking him because I don't know enough about him.
Well,
I don't
he's 10 to
follow him close
15
enough.
Every time I've noticed.
I know his chick's hot
Oh, Jesus.
because he pops up in the search
He's
when I'm
got a lot of
scrolling Insta.
TikTok stuff.
Yeah.
He's posted a lot of 125 videos and
Brah.
made his way to monetization.
Interesting. Dylan Walsh, 11th. This is another good ride for him as far as I'm concerned. He probably wants to be inside the top 10, but like coming from last year where he wasn't qualifying for mains, and he got fucked in the heat race too.
Yeah, I
with
wonder
the
what
whole
his deal is
Time Master pool.
with no, the Derek Drake, but I wonder what his deal is with Bud Racing, because I think I would have liked to seen him have a shot on that pro circuit bike, but
That's not a Bud Racing thing, is it? Something else?
I think it's Bud Racing.
I don't think it's Bud. I think it's something else.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's
Look it up. Josh Freeze, 12th. Robbie Wageman, 13th. He's really not doing as well as I thought he was going to do.
I think it's the
Suzuki. Could be. Hunter Yoder made the main, won the LCQ. That was cool. 14th.
I know, dude. I took him off my team too. 'Cause
Yeah, I
of
never
his
had him.
qualifying scared me.
Anthony Rodriguez, 15th. Dominique Thury, 16th.
Good for him getting in the main.
Yeah. Wilson Todd, 17th. Jerron Stapleton 18th. Dylan Schwartz 19th. Dylan Woodcock 20th. And oh boy, here we go. Levi Kitchen. DNS. Because he didn't even make it through the first corner.
Yeah, I watched that. Lopes, he came out a little hard. He was trying to arc that corner a little harder than what I think he had room for.
Dude.
Just a bad place at a bad time for Kitchen. I don't think he did anything wrong in that situation.
I was mildly impressed watching him in that heat race and practice. I thought he looked really, really good.
Yeah, he...
Like, for only being, like, his third...
Your Starlink's fucking butt cheeks.
Works fine for me. For only being third in, what's it called? Or only his third Supercross. I thought he was very impressive with how fast he is.
He reminds me a lot of AP the way he rides.
He's got a vlog, too. Here's
I
the
think
thing.
he's got one now.
Yeah, let me let you in on a little secret here, Levi. If you hear this, you need to shorten them. They need to be 8 to 10 minutes.
How long was this one?
38 minutes.
What are they doing?
I don't know. I only watched part of it while I was folding laundry yesterday, and I was like, just at the track?
What are they just doing?
I don't know, man. I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched about 10
I
minutes.
seen McAdoo's got one, and I don't know.
I watched the McAdoo one, and I didn't like that one.
Past the girl.
Yeah, I didn't like the McAdoo one that much, so...
Like, no disrespect to his fiance, but I don't know if you can...
Yeah, I don't have any disrespect
make it
for
into
anybody doing a vlog, because obviously our vlogs
Yeah.
are not great either, but, like, yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of that. I watched a couple of those. Yeah, and Levi, dude, they just need to be shorter, bro. I'm not watching a 40-minute vlog of you. I'm sorry. Like, that's an entire Formula 1 episode. Like, come on, man. And that covers 3 or 4 people.
Yeah, Deegan's pretty good about keeping them within 10 minutes.
Yeah. But they have that situation dialed, so that's why. So
Moving to Florida.
Yep. And then Mitchell Harrison decided to fuck my fantasy right in the ass too in that first corner. He almost fucked it. He tried to fuck it in the
Heat race.
in the heat race
Yeah.
when I'm like, holy shit, who's down over the dragon's back? Oh wait, there goes Mitchell Harrison. Sick.
Down the ladder. Yeah.
And then he tried to fuck it in the LCQ by not getting in because he was like battling there right on the tail end of it, which I was like, oh, that's fucking sweet.
And then somebody else weeded it or something, right?
Yeah, and then we get into the main, and then we just fuck it into oblivion in the first corner. Sick,
Does
bro.
Axel Hodges stop you?
Like what was he even doing?
I think he tried to lock the brakes up at the last second, and Wilson Todd took that rear wheel right to the dome.
yeah, he did. I don't know, man. That was thanks. That fucked my fantasy into oblivion.
Yeah, he's had a history of doing stuff like that, so I try to stay away. But
dude, but he was coming off the arena
I
cross where he
know,
looked good,
I
and
know.
then like practice went okay. So I was like, all right, sweet, because I was like, I gotta have somebody. I don't even know who the fuck to pick, and then
out of 10, like
yeah. So all right.
So there's a guy that at one time was a factory rider, but
Yep. So 250 wrap up complete there. Thanks again to our friends at JT
yeah,
Cycle.
not a ton in the 250 class.
No,
really.
like I said, last night was kind of it wasn't a very supercross.
It wasn't a super motocross.
Yeah, super duper.
It wasn't
motocross.
super duper. It was just super.
Yeah, it was okay, but they're just that track was too basic in my opinion.
Hey,
So
how about this?
okay, let's make it
you-
quick. I gotta go.
Okay. Well, do you think after last night, Maximus changes his name
Oh,
back
that's
to
what we
Max?
didn't talk.
Does Maximus change his name back to Max after last night's performance?
That was I feel bad for him. It's a bad look, but I
Yes.
feel bad for him because it was just a thing of circumstances. You look at that first start in the heat,
Yeah.
he gets tied up in that first corner, not really his fault. You go into the restart on the red flag. I don't know what the fuck he was doing, but like just the guys in front of him all check up real hard and he's not paying attention or something, locks it up. Then you go into the LCQ, and where did he crash in the LCQ? I don't remember.
just by himself. He made it.
Oh, that's right. He jumped off the side.
He just like
And
randomly
it's like,
jumped
oh
off the
my
side of the
God.
track.
Like what? Yeah, like he didn't have a good start again.
Yeah, he was
works
in
his way
position.
in and then jumps off the side of the track, and it's like, oh my God.
That's how Harrison got in.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right. That's
yeah.
what it was. Yeah. Dude, oh my God. Just buddy, I'm going to need you to not do that. Like he looks so much better. He looks watching him in qualifying so much better than he was last 2 years.
Yep.
And then you go and don't qualify.
I'm
and
picking
it's
him.
such a bad look. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Picking him.
He will be on the team
He's
next
gonna
week
have a
for
high
sure.
pick trend.
100%.
Wonder how many people pulled him as an all-star this week, though, so we're fucked on it.
I don't know. So, all right. Well, that has been show 222, the Cairoli episode. We're going to have to put that in the thumbnail.
Go Fasta, eat pasta.
Go Fasta, eat pasta. So thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks to all our sponsors. Links in the description down below. Make sure to check them out. Complete Racing Solutions, TLR Coatings, Edgewood Farms, Holster Co., Gutter Works, JT Cycle, Adept Creative Co., Isaac Nelson Designs. Thank you to all of them. We will be back next week, wrapping up A2 Fantasy Show on Friday. Make sure to check that out. We're doing those. Make sure to join the Fantasy League if you haven't. If you're still listening by now, drop us a like, drop us a comment, and we will be back next week.
Thank you guys for listening.